Nothing's overnight. Some days you lose, some days you survive. Still strong, even moving slow. Every step counts more than you know. I found gold in the everyday. Showing up and staying brave. Still strong.
We're rolling right now.
We're rolling right now.
Yeah, you ready? Luke Curley.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Still Strong podcast.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Luke, I'm having a hard time figuring out where to start with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you and I have been friends for so long, and there's so many places that we could start.
Yeah.
But to bring everyone up to speed with who you are, why you're here, you do ultra marathons. You recently finished one.
Mm-hmm.
I went up there to support you.
Yeah.
So the reason why you and I connect is we do these things not because we're weightlifters or runners. We do these things for another reason.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to talk about. But before we get into all that, who are you today? If you were to describe yourself today, what do you do for work?
Oof. Okay.
Your family life, how long you've been married, where do you live? Just give me a snapshot of what it's like to be you for a week. What do you do?
Yeah, so right now I'm 36, born in 1990. Let's see. I have a beautiful wife. Been married for 15 years.
It's been 15 years already?
15 years,
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Wow.
Like, I know that, like, preparing for this, like, I started to think about, like, where I'm at in life and stuff, and, like, it's crazy to think of, like, milestones like that, like 15 years. I've been running for 20 years. We got 4 kids.
What are their ages?
So we got married at 20, and then we had our first daughter at 22. She's 13. And then and that's Elena. Then Lucas he just turned 11. Celia is 6, and then 6 going on 7. And then she'll like that. But then and then Solana is 2 years old, going on 3.
That's
so
cool.
And we're pretty happy with the 4 kids. So
Good.
But
And you live in Rochester area.
Rochester, New York, yeah. And it's kind of crazy too, because I grew up in Rochester, in a small town, Churchville, and then we get married, moved to like 3 miles away from where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
And then like 8 years ago, bought another house that's still like 4 miles from where I originally grew up. So like I didn't really move too far away, you know.
And then you have an interesting job.
Oh yeah, the elevators. Yeah, so I work on elevators. I've been doing that for since I was 18, so 18 years.
Wow.
Like going on 18 years.
I feel like,
which is crazy.
If you were to
too.
ask me, I
Like,
would have said, yeah, you've been doing it like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it kind
that.
of feels like that. And the company I'm with now, I've been with for 11 years or almost 12 years. So probably actually about 12 years. And so it's like, oh, I've been doing that this long stint of 12 years, but I've been working on elevators for 18 years. So it's pretty wild. It's actually a great career, though. I love doing that. And I have that troubleshooting mindset. And so it helps in everyday life, helps at work, just having that ability to troubleshoot things and fix things.
When I don't want to tell the story yet because we're going to get to it in the next. Remember I said there's a stack of plates and we'll set a plate over.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to it yet, but when I went up there to watch you run that race a few weeks ago, you were working. You're like, hey, you want to see what I do? And you showed me like how the elevators work, and I got to see some stuff behind the scenes. We actually rode, Michael, bro. We actually rode. He opened up the doors, and there was no elevator there. It was the top of the elevator with the cables and everything. And he's like, hop on, and I was like, I didn't want to hop on, but we did. We hopped on. He's like, no, we're doing a safety check.
Yeah.
So we rode the top of the elevator with all the moving mechanical parts.
We may or may not have rode the top of the elevator, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well,
but go on.
okay. So it made me feel like I don't want to ride elevators
Yeah. Yeah.
because they don't work the way that I thought they did.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Is I got claustrophobia. Elevators are normally kind of hot, and depending on how many people are in it, I will get out.
Yeah.
I'll get out if there's too many people. But in my mind, what I like kind of like my safety mechanism was I could just pop a panel out and just hop out.
No, you can't.
Riding the top of the elevator, no, you can't. It's bolted down.
It's bolted down. Yeah.
You can't get out. So that's another thing that I'm gonna have to take the stairs.
Yeah.
But
Well, and then looking at, I mean, I showed you like the controllers and stuff up there too, and yeah, and it's been a fun career to be involved in, and I kind of got into that because I mean that's a whole story in itself. But like when I was I was 16 when I met Jasenia, but we were just friends at the time, and actually got I don't know if you want me to tell this whole story or not, but wherever this goes, I guess, right? But
there's no roadmap.
Yeah, so I'll even back it up a little bit further. I'm a Christian. I got saved when I was 12 years old. So I trusted in Christ, put my faith in Christ at 12 years old, but kind of was in and out of church after that. Then got invited to another church when I was 16, Gospel Light, and started going there. Met Jasenia's brother, Lex, and he took me under his wing. It was like, hey man, I want to disciple you, and let's hang out. I'll show you the Bible, stuff like that. I was like, perfect. So we kind of hit it off right there, and like me and him started doing like a bowling league. We started shooting guns together, like hunting stuff, all sorts of stuff, and quickly became best friends. So because of that, I ended up over at their house a lot, eating dinner, hanging out, and got to know Jasenia quite a bit. And when we were 18 years old was where I finally got her to fall in love with me, essentially. So we figure out like, hey, we actually like each other, love each other. We want to like pursue a relationship. I ended up talking to her dad at the time and was like, hey, I'm interested in your daughter. Want to, date her. Was like just looking to like date her, and he's like, nah, you can't date my daughter. Like you're working at a pizza place, and like I was just an 18-year-old kid, like just graduating high school, and he's like, no, how would you even support my daughter? Like, and what's the point of dating if you're not going to get married? And I'm like, oh man. So he kind of pumped the brakes hard and like shut that whole thing down, and was like, you gotta to marry my daughter, like pursue a relationship, like you have to have a job, you have to have like insurance, where are you gonna live? Like you're living at home with your parents right now, like what would you do with all that? So it kind of challenged me at that point in time, like, well, I needed, like I love her, I want to pursue this, but I need a career or something. So I prayed about it. I actually went home crying to my parents because I was like, man, I just got shut down like so hard. I thought this was like the will of God anyways.
Did he, as part of your him shutting you down, did he tell you your beard wasn't long enough? Is that why you
that was so clean shaven back then that
bro,
this didn't happen until I was 25.
You're making me jealous.
This
like,
is
man, okay, so anyway.
Yeah. But no, so he shut me down pretty hard, and then but it forced me, it gave me like a point in my life, I think, where it was like, okay, I could kind of like put up or shut up. Like, if you really want this, let's pursue it.
Got it.
Or, it's going to be too hard, I'll just move on, kind of thing. And so I was like, oh, well, let me pray about it and see what happens. And I went out, I put in job applications like all over the place, Aldi's, Home Depot, Wegmans, like all these grocery store, all this stuff. And but then my dad was like, hey, why don't you call Uncle Don? He's over at the elevator company, and he does pretty well over there. Like, you should give him a call. Maybe they could hire you doing something, whatever. So I ended up calling my Uncle Don, and he's like, yeah, come on in, bring a resume, whatever, we'll see. So they ended up hiring me, and I was just getting $10 an hour, just pushing a broom at the shop kind of thing. But little did I know, the whole company was going to get organized into the union within like 6 months. So I started working there. I was like, well, maybe I got some room to grow here. 6 months later, the whole company joins the union, which...
You got grandfathered in.
Yeah, I got grandfathered in, 18 years old. And so now all of a sudden, we joined the union. I get health benefits. I got retirement package,
Opportunity opened up for
a
you.
pay raise, like big pay raise, like all this stuff.
And if you hadn't had that conversation with your future father-in-law,
I don't even know what I'd be doing right now.
you wouldn't be in that position.
Honestly, like I don't even know.
Wow.
I don't know if we'd be married. I don't know if we want to have kids. Like I don't know. I would have went to college for something. I would have joined the military. Like where would I be? I don't even know. And so like his challenge to me is, and looking back, it's easy to see the hand of God bringing me through all that. But obviously, it was like super stressful and challenging and tough. And
there's something there because, like we're not done yet, right? So there's going forward. There's still things we need to grow in. What am I supposed to do? There's those things like, am I doing like? You seek the will of God, and you're like, okay, I don't want to become complacent. I don't want to become stagnant. I want to be always being what I'm supposed to be. But what is that?
Yeah.
And then these opportunities happen where they just so happen that this happened, and then you look back and you can see, no, that was the hand of God. But when you've been walking that life, or as you said, it's been 15 years. Once you get that traction, you can look back and you can see more of those markers. And then when life gets hard, you can be like, no, look at these markers. Look at these markers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've been sustained. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because he is faithful to us. He has a plan for us.
Absolutely.
But it's nice, bro, when you can just look back and be like, you've had enough mileage behind you. You can say, man, it's going to be okay. Look here. Boom. Look.
Yeah.
He's going to continue it. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up.
It is. It's definitely a big thing. And honestly, like looking back to that, being faithful at the time to God and like, hey, this is, I was like, hey, we want to do this the right way. Let's try to do everything right. Really just put my head down, went to work, was saving money, like doing all that stuff. And to kind of finish that story too, because 18, put in the union. Now I'm like, oh man, I got like, I checked all these boxes that he had, like, health insurance and retire, all this stuff. And I had money saved, went bought a house at 19, like was remodeling the house, all this stuff. So by the time she turned 20, he allowed us to date. So then it was like, okay, now we're back kind of on target. He knew I was working in the elevator stuff. And then it was shortly after that, like June, I think, or something, I met with him at a Tim Hortons donut shop there, and had like a whole binder of like my pay stubs. Like, here's what I make. I like slid it across the table. Was like, here's my resume. Here's everything. Like, am I good enough now?
Wow.
And and he gave me his blessing there. It was awesome.
What's your relationship with him now?
Mateo is absolutely awesome. Like, awesome father-in-law. I do like a lot of stuff with him. He's, I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy to think, I'm super blessed with all the family that I have. My family, Jaseni's family, like I don't know, it's amazing to have that. And like, I can't picture life without it or in a different way. But Mateo specifically, dude, he's been biggest thing with Mateo is he's always been a Christian, like a man of God. He's been over the we've been married 15 years, but I've known him for like 18 years about 18 years, or 20 years actually. For 20 years, he's been super consistent, just a man of God. Like, you walk into his house, you'll hear him singing, like in the house, like he's singing praise, some worship song, something. Like, we're out, we do side jobs together. He'll invite me to do side jobs because I'm handy and work good with him and stuff. And he's just always singing praise, always a joyful guy, like awesome to be around. So he's been like actually a big influence in my life to be that consistent man of God and like the head of the household. Like, as a 18-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, we got married at 20. Like, how do I want to start my marriage? How do I want to start my family, like, and lead them? Like, he's been a big influence in that.
Consistency is a good word, and it coincides with still strong. When you're consistent in your beliefs and what you do, you'll be strong. Like, you can go 20 years and be a source of strength for people to look to. Consistency, I like that word.
Yeah.
Consistency. All right, bro, that's a good introduction. You got me going. You got me going. So before we get going, you watch my podcast. Everybody comes on the podcast, they get these Still Strong hats.
Yes.
They're Richardson 112s. My kids tell me they are the best.
I'm excited about this hat.
You can buy those on our website, shopstillstrong.com. We got shirts and hats.
Yeah.
Or you can come on the podcast, tell me your story, and I'll give you one. So
I wear a lot of hats, so I'll be wearing that hat. So, yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Here's where we're going to start. You and I were talking a few months ago. You were wanting to do this challenge where you run a marathon, a 50 miler, and then a 100 miler within a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Your world got kind of flipped upside down. Didn't look like you're going to be able to do it. So let's start there. Let's start with your next goal. Let's talk about the adversity you went through in that time frame, and then let's talk about when I called you, hey bro, you gonna do the 100? You're like, man, I want to, but I don't know. So let's start there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that whole thing.
Okay, let's get it. All right, I'll let you tell it.
So I don't know. Do you want me to tell? I could start. I've been running for 20 years. So my normal last couple of years have been structured where, and I do ultra marathons. I don't know if you want me to give. Let me just start with an ultra marathon. Let's just get the definition of ultra marathon, because some people probably don't even know what ultra marathons are. But marathon distance is 26.2 miles. So anything above 26.2 miles is an ultra marathon. So any race, 50K, 50 mile, 100 mile, 100K, they go bigger than 100 miles also. So anything like that is ultra marathon. I got into ultra marathons 2016 and had success, then injury, success. But the last couple of years have been kind of like, I structure it where I do the marathon in May. It's Sega Honda. It's a trail marathon. So all these races are pretty much all trails also. So do Sega Honda marathon in May. Then June, July, I find a 50 miler. It's either Many on the Jenny or Finger Lakes 50. There's a couple different races, but find a 50 miler June, July. And then end of July or August is the 100 miler. And so I can kind of like ramp it up and make that my training pattern. So coming out of winter, I don't really run a whole lot. I don't really like train a whole lot. It's freezing cold in New York. So it's tough to be like motivated, ambitious to go outside when it's 10 degrees and snowing. And you still do it like every now and then. And there's a race series I do, the Freeze Rue race series, and there's 6 races every other weekend from December till February timeframe. So I'll do that to just get me out, get me on a Saturday, go out for 5 miles or 10 miles or 8. I think the longest is like 8.4 or something like that. But then getting into springtime is when I'm like, okay, I need to start ramping this up and start doing something. So to force myself into like a disciplined training schedule, I just structure those races, the marathon, 50 mile, 100 mile. And then that way it's like I have to hit these goals, these milestones to get to the 100. So, which also this year I'll include that I tried running in toe shoes. So like I wanted to implement kind of a barefoot minimalistic running and do toe shoes. So I bought toe shoes in like February started walking around in them. Actually, I think I had them when I came down here in February.
You did, yeah.
And trained a little bit. Like, I think I ran 7 or 8 miles in them, and then I did the marathon in the toe shoes, and it actually went pretty good. Like, I made it through the marathon. Didn't really have any issues with them that, like, I noticed, like, oh man, these aren't gonna work. So I kind of like checked that box, like, okay, the toe shoes are gonna work for the 50. But then between the marathon and the 50, I didn't really, like, train that much. I was just kind of like coasting, which isn't really uncommon for me because I definitely don't overtrain at all.
So we're gonna get into that side of it. You run, but you're not a runner.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about
that makes sense.
separately. You
Yeah.
run, but you're not, like,
Because-
we're kind of unpacking this in a weird way, but I want to, like, we're doing good.
There's so much here. There's
Yeah.
like there's 20 years of
Yeah.
stories and like literally thousands of miles that I've run.
Yeah.
So to navigate through the whole thing, we'll just try to pick it apart. But for this year, it was, the marathon went good.
In toe shoes for the first time.
In toe shoes for the first time. Then did a couple little runs, like 3-mile runs in the toe shoes. Nothing crazy. But then it was like a week and a half before the 50 miler. Then I was like, man, I should really go out and do something. I haven't really run much since the marathon. So it was after work on a Thursday, threw on the toe shoes. I actually had to go try to fix Mateo's dryer at his house, and they live like 3.5 miles away.
You're like an indentured servant.
So I had a part that I bought from Amazon, put in my backpack, put on the toe shoes, started running. I was like, oh, hon, I'm going out for a run, probably 10, 13 miles, something. Go run out like 6 miles, run back to Mateo's house, work on the dryer at his house, couldn't get it fixed, run back home, all in the toe shoes, did 13 miles. So I ran a half marathon after work. That's just like the normal. You're
used to it.
Yeah.
Your body's used to it.
And in my mind, I kind of like, okay, I checked the box. I did the 13 miles. I'll be good for the 50. Like, that's what I was literally thinking. And then that Saturday, I'm doing yard work in the backyard, and like got my parents' tractor, cutting up trees and burning the chicken coop, like doing all this stuff. We go to my son's flag football game like an hour after that, and I'm carrying chairs out on the field, set the chairs down, and all of a sudden I could just feel my lower back just like tighten right up. And I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. And I've had back problems before. So I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh man, dude, my back is messed up. This is not good. And this is now 1 week from the 50 miler. So like, that's like the first thing on my mind is like, I've got 50 miles next week. Like, I can't be having these back problems. So, that week I went, saw a guy, orthopedic massage guy, and really my back tightened up because running in the toe shoes, I was running poor form, just like, yeah, whatever, just running, jogging, not paying attention to my form and stuff. So it ended up like stretching out my hamstring, my calf, all that stuff just balled up, and then that pulled on my lower back. And
so people who don't know what toe shoes are is basically like running barefoot.
Yeah.
And running shoes have like a lift to them, right? Where
they have a drop, yeah. So they got a cushion. They got a cushion across the entire sole of the foot, but then the back will actually have more cushion than the front, and that's drop. But it ends up like pitching your foot down forward.
So you're used to running with your foot in this position.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you've been
barefoot,
running basically barefoot.
Yeah. And I did that on the road also.
And it stretched out your
in
hamstring
a
in
way. It just
way.
overworked muscles that weren't being exercised because I just ended up running toe shoes like that. So I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but apparently my body thought it was a big deal. So it balled it all up. I start going to see this orthopedic massage guy. He gets it loosened up, but like by Friday I saw him again. The race was going to be that Saturday, and it wasn't like, I still had back pain. Like I was like, dude, I'm not going to be able to run. Like I could walk, but if I try to jog right now, it's going to hurt. And then to think if I go do this 50 on trails, and I could even drop it to the 50K, which is 31 miles. But I'll say, even if I do 31 miles, there's going to be a potential of me kicking a rock or falling or tripping, doing something, and then tweaking my back. And then that would put me out for the 100. So I don't think I've ever actually like deferred in a race either. This is my first time having to like back out of a race or not do a race in the 20 years that I've done this. So this was definitely like a curveball, and it was like something I had to like really, like, each day was like, it was stressful. It was like I like to do the races, and I like to keep on pace. If I sign up for something,
You want to finish it.
I'm doing it. Like I'm not, especially if I start it, then it's going to be tough to get me to stop. I'm just doing it. So I ended up not doing the 50, not even doing the 50K, passed on that, which was a good idea, because the other thing I didn't know I was dealing with was I got bit by a tick and got Lyme disease. So that weekend I was getting like fevers and body aches. Like, it was all these weird symptoms that I'm like, what's going on here? I'm dehydrated. Like, what's happening? And then that following Thursday, so after the 50, that Thursday, I noticed a big bullseye on the back of my leg, and was like, oh man, I got bit by a tick. So I went to urgent care. They did a blood test, came back positive the next day. They started me on antibiotics. So like all of this stuff, and I'm still getting rid of the back pain at that point too. Like, still just getting out of, like, my leg is feeling better, my back's feeling better. I could, like, oh, maybe I could go start running and training for the 100, and all of a sudden I get hit with Lyme disease.
I got to make an interjection, because as you're telling your story, I just had a memory. You were here in Florida for something before all this.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you I was doing this podcast, and you said, well, I'm going to be running 100. You told me about this. I said, well, dude, after you get it done, let's do a podcast and see how it went.
Yeah.
And we booked you for today.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to be talking about the marathon, the 50, and the 100. We thought we were going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to tell your story for you, but when you got hit with the Lyme's disease, you called me. He's like, hey, bro, I didn't run the 50. My back's all locked up.
Yeah.
I got Lyme's disease. I'm on antibiotic, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do the 100. And you're like, I know we scheduled the podcast, but he's like, I don't even know if we should do it. I don't even know where we're at.
Yeah.
So that, I'm glad you, that
was July 4th. That was July 4th weekend there.
We were going to, like, we had anticipated talking a story of like, boom. And now all of a sudden,
I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know if I was even going to be able to do the 100. And then having Lyme disease in itself was like, that's a terminal, like, that's like a chronic issue that you could have for life if you don't take care of it, if it doesn't get rid of. So
we booked this podcast before all this happened, in anticipation to tell a story that was like, and now here we are.
Which I also had that pressure in the back of my mind too, of like, like, man, I want to go do this. I want to go tell the story, but
and now we don't even.
I don't even know what that story is going to look like,
and we don't even know if we have one. Maybe I have to rebook somebody, because like we don't even know. So I was like, hey, dude, let's just get through it, and we're going to leave it. Yeah. So I'm glad I had forgotten about that. So anyway, go ahead.
So got hit with the Lyme disease. Was at least my back was starting to feel better, but then had this hit with Lyme disease. So it's like I'm starting to research everything about it. I feel like too, I had this point of like, again, like put up or shut up kind of thing. And like, either just take the antibiotics and just hope that works, or do I go full out and do antibiotics, change my diet, up my vitamins, and really try to like kick this thing out of my system. And so I did like a ton of stuff when I found out I had Lyme disease, and friends of ours gave us a drink, chlorine dioxide stuff to drink that helps kill parasites and bacteria. So I started drinking that stuff, cut out gluten, sugar, dairy, changed my whole diet. And like, this is like a lot for me because
you love ice cream.
I love ice cream. I love pizza. I love sugar. Like, that's my part of my life is like eating that stuff. And I kind of, which is also kind of ironic, I guess, for a runner too. Cause like that's what people ask me all the time. Like, oh, what's your diet? And I'm like, that's pretty horrible. Like, I just eat whatever I want, like junk food and ice cream and sugar and all that. So, so I had this moment of like, okay, I got Lyme disease. Let's take this serious and see like if we could really just get rid of this thing. And like, I was like really fatigued for 2 weeks. I was like coming home from work and just exhausted, like pulling the driveway, going and taking a 2-hour nap. I was just like tired. My body's like trying to fight this, and there's just a lot going on. I'm changing my diet. So for 2 weeks, it was trying to get this thing under control, trying to deal with manage stress and all this stuff with the 100 coming up, podcasts, like all these things happening. But thankfully kind of saw a little light at the end of the tunnel. The week before the 100, I set this goal. I'm like, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and let me go out and do 10 miles on Saturday and see how I feel. I nixed the toe shoes. So I was just gonna do regular shoes. Went out and did 10 miles on Saturday. That went pretty well. I did it on trails. I was like, if I do 10 miles Saturday, I'll try to do 10 miles on Sunday and do back-to-back 10. And then if I can get that done, I'm just going to probably go for the 100 and just see if I can do it. Completely undertrained, but I'm going to go for it. And so I did that. I did the 10 miles on Saturday. We went to my friend's birthday party, who's also a runner, like that actually got me into ultramarathons, Phil Nesbitt. And he's like, hey,
don't forget about him, because we're going to talk about him.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff to talk about there. But I went to his birthday party, and he's like, hey, I'm doing a birthday run tomorrow. Like, we're actually going to run for my birthday. There's people meeting up. I was like, perfect, dude. I want to do 10 miles tomorrow. So met up with him, a whole group, ran the 10 miles on Sunday. And at that point I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, still don't have like full energy, but I'm feeling good. My body's recovering okay. I think I'm going to go for the 100 and just see what happens, which is really kind of scary for me. And I don't want to like jinx myself or something, but like all the races I've done, I've never DNF'd. I've never not finished a race that I've started. So like I had this big thing in my head, and I didn't want it to be pride either, where like I can't not finish like because of pride or something. But I just had that in my head, like that's in there floating around, like, hey, every race you've done, you've finished, you've saw it through.
At some point I called you. How you feeling? Like I said, that 100's coming up pretty soon. He's like, yeah, dude, it's like in a few days. He's like, I got one more day antibiotics to do. Mm-hmm. I said, how you feeling? And he's like, I think I'm going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But you were still unsure of yourself, because is my back going to spasm up? Is it going to tighten up? Because you've only done 2 10-mile runs.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I think I'm going to go for it. I got one more day of antibiotics. I think I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. Which I ended up extending those antibiotics to Thursday. Ended up doing 2 full weeks.
Yeah.
So I finished the antibiotics on Thursday, started running on Saturday, which it was doxycycline too, which I guess is like bad for your liver and gut health and all that stuff. So I'm like, man, I don't know how my body's going to hold up from this, but let's see what happens, you know. But which your phone call too, that was like really encouraging that you were willing to want to come up here. Like, and I know you didn't like you wanted to come up here. I think you had different intentions maybe, but to me it was like this huge thing of like you wanted to support me. I remember telling you that, like, that's crazy you want to support me like that, and you're like, oh man, like, you know, people don't support you or whatever. But But like, to me, you want to come up here and you're like, oh, I'm going to fly your brother up too. That was like, I got off the phone with you. I started crying to Jasenia because I'm like, man, this is insane that somebody wants to like invest in me or be there for me. And I mean, it was huge, like, to have you come up there, and then you guys actually crew me, and we can get into that. But like that I think saved my race. Like, the whole thing, it went way better than I pictured because you guys were there, supporting me.
So we had talked a couple times during that time frame, and when you said, "Hey, I think I'm going to go for it," but I sensed an unsureness in your voice. Like, you weren't, like, I sensed like, I'm gonna go for it, bro, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, I sensed it.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of unknowns, a bunch of variables. And I was thinking, if that guy's gonna do that, like I want to be a part of that. Like, I want to support you. Like, this guy's gonna need everybody he can get on his side to push through.
Yeah.
So just hearing in your voice, like, a little bit of the fear, a little bit of the anxiety, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. And knowing you, that if you're gonna do it, you're gonna finish it. Like, knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little bit, to be honest with you, since we're talking, a little bit scared for you.
Yeah.
Like, is it healthy for him to finish? But I've known where you've ran races before, and we can talk about it, where you're pissing blood.
Yeah.
And where people would have stopped, you just kept going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking,
That was my first 100 miler too. So that was all brand new to me at that point. But that reference.
you're right. So I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call your brother. So hey, bro, let's go up there. He's like, Keith, I can't swing that. It's like, dude, let's go. Let's get it. So we flew up there to New York, and you want to go and make that transition now?
We can, yeah. Well, you know what? One thing I'll mention too, and I was thinking about this too, because when you go through a hard time in your life, you should try to reflect on it. Like, and I always try to reflect on, like, where was God in this? And in the sense of, like, what did I do? Was this self-inflicted? Was this something that I did that God wasn't pleased with and brought it upon myself?
Questioning motivation.
Yeah. Or, like, let me reflect on this and see the hand of God through this, right? So, one thing I was thinking, and I remember praying for discipline leading up to that 50 miler. And this is like something I deal with all the time, is discipline in my life, with diet, with sleep, with all my time management, all that stuff. And I remember praying because I was like, man, I'm undertrained for this 50 at this point. I need to do something, but I just, like, couldn't get, like, a grip on. I'm still just eating out for lunch, just eating ice cream. I'd be, like, scooping the ice cream and be like, I probably shouldn't eat this tonight, but I won't eat it tomorrow night. And I remember I was praying for God to just, like, show me, like, some discipline and help me out with that. And something I've heard is, when you pray for something, God isn't going to just give it to you, but he's going to give you opportunity to exercise it. And then it's up to you to do something with it. So I remember praying for discipline, and then I get hit with back problems and Lyme disease. And to me, I think that was, like, my wake up call of, hey, you can exercise discipline now and change your diet and do the antibiotics and like, focus on your life and get a hold of yourself. Or you could just go through the motions, hope that the Lyme goes away. You know what I mean? Like, I look back on that as, like when I was praying for something, God gave me the opportunity to show myself that I could be disciplined, if that makes sense. And I think it's like that as well as, like, if you pray for patience, God isn't just going to be like, okay, you're patient now. Like you're going to be patient. He's going to give you these tests or these opportunities to exercise patience. And it's up to you to start working on that and be patient.
Pull that microphone up a little closer.
Or to be kind, or to love people.
I'm going slow with this and quiet with this because you just, like what you just said, like I've been in that mixer.
Yeah.
Almost where I'm almost afraid to pray for certain things because you don't know what it's going to look like. Like, do you really know what you're asking for right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm glad that you slowed me down and brought that up, because when you pray for patience, what's that going to look like?
Right.
Because we think we know what that looks like in our life, how we need to be patient. But we don't even know, like we have these blind spots and we don't even know, like we think our patience, I need to work on this. Well, you know what? Actually, here's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you think it's just going to be like a little 3-step program and oh, I'm good. In a couple of weeks, I'm good. Meanwhile, you see there's these levels and you're like, man, where is this thing going to hit bottom? Like I prayed for this and like it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And on one side, it's almost like I wish I hadn't have prayed for that because this is painful. Like I didn't know there were so many levels to this in me.
Yeah.
But then the other side is like, this isn't painful, but it's like on a balance. This is very painful, but there's something balancing it out that I wouldn't give it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some kind of a sustaining thing here. There's something it's like there's grace on one side of the balance of the pain, and they balance each other out. I don't want this pain, but without this pain, I'm not going to experience this grace.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you don't learn those lessons when you're not in a place of endurance, a place of suffering and pain. And we're going to talk about all this kind of stuff. So I don't want to rush this thing. I don't want to rush it. We'll go slow. Well, like I said,
Yeah. I just want to mention that.
We'll go wherever
like
it's going to navigate it. But
yeah.
you struck a chord here. You struck a chord here because we want to grow. If we're not growing, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
If we're not growing, what are we doing? And God uses suffering and pain to grow us.
Absolutely.
And again, it's like I relate it to these ultramarathons you go through. My knees are hurting. My stomach is messed up. Why am I doing this? But there's something on the other side that I'm growing through this.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't give this up. So go ahead.
You can, I guess that's kind of what brings me back to the 100-miler is that pain, that suffering, that long suffering. I guess I kind of see it as like, you can subject yourself to this long suffering and that brings out all these characteristics inside you that were just deep down, maybe dormant because you don't access them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until you have this traumatic experience of some kind, which for me, 100-miler does that. But let's say a car accident, let's say a sickness and you're in the hospital, people that go to war, like those people that really have to dig down to like, who am I to survive? Like that's, you can go through those hard times with a car accident or a sickness, or I can subject myself to this, put myself through this and like forge myself in fire. Like, I'm going to go do this 100-miler race. I'm going to push myself so hard that it's going to force this inner being to surface. And like, I either have it or I don't. Like, I'm awakening this thing inside me. We could touch on that for now too. Like, there's, to me, in the 100-miler race, this is where like mile 30 is like a tough point for me. And I feel like there's this transition of power that takes place where you've got your body, but then you've got your mind and your soul, your heart. And there's this transition where like it's a battle between the mind and your soul, like who you are. Your mind is like screaming at you. By mile 30, your feet hurt, you got a little knee pain, you kicked a rock, you tripped, it's getting hot out, you're not digesting food. Like, there's all these things are starting to happen, and it's only mile 30. You got 70 miles left of this. And so like that's like the first transition where your mind is like screaming to you to, hey, we need to stop. Like, we're getting broken. We need to stop. But then you have this ability to reach down in your heart and who I am. This is my characteristic. I'm going to keep going. And this is like, I'm pulling out perseverance, long suffering, integrity. Like, these are the characteristics of who I am and what I want to be. And this is the point in that race where people can get broken, they can get overwhelmed and drop out. Or you can start to just tap into this inner you and say, no. Like, shut up. We're going to keep going. Like, we're not stopping. And you start to just like chip away, and slowly like you're suppressing your mind and your thoughts of like, oh, we can't do this. Oh, this hurts. Stop doing this. And you're bringing out this, no, we can do this. We have integrity. We're able to suffer long. Like, we have perseverance. And, so I'm like, that's, to me, like that's what brings me back to 100-miler, is that experience of really like tapping into yourself, unlocking something deep down inside you that even if you kind of know you maybe you have it or you kind of don't have it or whatever, like, you sharpen it when you're out there. You know what I mean?
I think everybody can identify with this. So when I was immature and hardship would come into my life because my mind was weak, because no one likes suffering, you automatically are looking for a way out.
Yeah.
You're looking for a way out, and the answer is, how do I get out? And looking for a way out, you're missing the whole point, because you're not growing, you're not being transformed, you're not being changed.
Right.
It's when we embrace the suffering, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know why I have Lyme's disease, but apparently there's something for me here to embrace.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stop asking why and looking for a way out, okay, I must need this. I'm going to embrace this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then your gratitude comes out. When your family is showing compassion on you, where you're short with them, and now you just, why are these people loving me? Like, when you embrace suffering,
Yeah.
and people come and surround you, or things happen, that's when we're changed. That's when we're transformed. And I'm learning, and like I said, there's certain things I don't want to pray for, because you don't know what you're asking, what you pray for. It scares me to say I'm learning to embrace suffering, because when you've embraced suffering on certain things,
Yeah.
you already learned this lesson here, but there's another one that's it's gonna be harder. You know, there's gonna be a 150 miler that I have to run, and I know what the 100 felt like, but now, in order to grow, I'm gonna have to do 150. You know what I mean? So there's that. It's good. That's good. Let's
You just made me think too of the phrase or whatever that I always think about is you've survived all of the worst days of your life. So like a lot of times we get caught up in something we think is like hard or rough, but like it's just perspective. So a lot of times it's like you just are thinking of that pain you have right now or what's going on in your life, emotions, whatever. But if you can just stop and think of like the hard times you've already gone through, and I've survived all of the worst days of my life that I thought at that moment I wasn't making it, I wasn't finishing, I was losing this or having this hard time, but I survived that. That perspective should allow you to have this optimistic outlook that, you know, I survived this in the past. This is a different situation, but I'm going to survive this moving forward. And then that kind of shifts focus from the problem to the solution. Like, how can I resolve this? Because we look at everything as a problem. And this is, again, my troubleshooting mindset at work. If I go in and I'm just looking at a problem, I'm just focused on a problem. Oh, there's this door lock issue, whatever. And I don't walk in with like an open mind and like, I can fix it. Like if I'm just like, oh man, there's an issue. I don't know. Then I'm probably going to like psych myself out, not be able to focus, I'm going to botch the whole job. But if I go in and I'm like, all right, let's see, all right, there's a problem. Let me take a step back and let me just focus on what are the solutions? What can I do to fix this? Now, all of a sudden, it just opens up this whole mindset that's like, it is fixable. And let's focus on that. Let's move forward. Let's just keep moving forward, essentially.
Let's take a break. But before we do, I want to stay in this race that I observed.
Yeah.
So I want to you already mentioned mile 30.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to talk about this race.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, you break it down however you want, 10 miles at a time on your side. And then I'm going to talk about what I observed. And then we're going to translate your race to the real life race and those connections. Like that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why you do this, is to grow, to be a better day. Like I know this about you.
Yeah.
So let's just take that race. We're going to break it down from your perspective, my perspective, translate it to the real life race. And then from there, we'll just take another break and we'll just dial into something else.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a nice flow there.
Yeah.
Right. This part of the podcast is brought to you by Frequence. The product is Rise. These are my nootropics. Derived from a blend of 7 different mushrooms, I take this for mental clarity, cognitive health, and it's also a natural pre-workout. Find the link in the bio. Now let's get back to the show. All right, brother, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the 100-mile race that it was the first one I ever went to. You're not in the best of shape, but we're going to get everything we got. And I think the fact that you aren't in the best of shape is probably a big reason why you're here talking about it, because sometimes people won't try unless it's just perfect.
Yeah.
But you gotta work with what you got, with the cards you've been dealt, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole nother thing there that we can talk about. But
yeah, I was completely undertrained for this race.
Yeah. And you had things that were out of your control.
Yeah. A lot of cards stacked against me, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of easy cop-outs, I would say.
Okay. So
So
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because easy cop-outs, that's hard, because there's a voice in our head that is us,
Yeah.
that makes an easy cop out sound like a legitimate reason to stop. And we need to analyze that voice and be like, okay, is this a legitimate reason to stop? Is this dangerous? Is this like a legitimate thing, or is this just me because that weak voice in me is uncomfortable?
Yeah.
And we need to distinguish between the two, right? And I think a lot of us are looking for, like a lot of people are just looking for a way out of the pain, looking for a way out of the uncomfortableness, and any little thought that pops in head as a reason may not be a reason.
Yeah.
So, you want to speak to that at all, or?
Yeah. So going into this 100, I took last year off. I didn't do 100 last year. I just did the marathon and I did that because 2 years ago when I did this 100, this is my 5th time doing the Mighty Mosquito 100. But 2 years ago when I did the 100, it beat me up so bad and I was so broken. 32 and a half hours. It was the longest 100 I've ever done, like time wise. Like I couldn't get it done quicker. It was so hot and humid. I threw up at mile 50. Like this was all 2 years ago. I was broken, racing the clock. Like it was a struggle the entire way. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm taking next year off. I'm not doing 100. I didn't train enough for that one. And then it was just the weather. Everything was like just brutal. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take a year off. Then last year, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do 100. Like I'm going to get back into 100 this upcoming year, which is this year. So I haven't run 100 in 2 years. So I had that going against me. So I'm not like fresh. The whole, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. Like how long can you go without running 100 miles before you can't run another 100 miles? Because if I'm not doing it every summer, every year, like that's a giant question mark. So that's like question mark number one is I took a lot of time off. Can I just jump back into this? Then back problem, leg problem. Now I actually have a physical issue a month away from the 100 miler. Forces me that I can't do the 50 miler. So all my training plans leading up to the 100 kind of just dwindled to like me just running those back-to-back 10 miles essentially, and that 13 miler in June, end of June. And so completely undertrained with that physically, like wasn't able to run any miles really to train for the 100. Then you throw in Lyme disease, which is just a chronic illness that is like horrible. Like throw that in, and that's only 3 weeks before the race as well. So like all these question marks were piling up. So going into this 100 was definitely by far the most undertrained I've been for any 100 miler. And this was my 8th 100 miler. And I've done the 200 miler also. So getting into it was like, and this is where I think Jasenia too was like the most nervous about me doing this race, because she knows my training regimen. It's horrible. Like I haven't trained at all for this. I didn't do anything last year. She sees me eating ice cream in bed every night. Like she sees all that stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to still do this. In her mind, she's like, yeah, you're going to die. Like she's literally thinking, well, this could be it. Like this could be real bad. And I think also for her too, like is like my level of commitment when I do things is like, if I'm going to start something, I'm going to finish it, or I'm going to like almost die trying basically. And maybe I won't actually die, but it's going to take a lot. I'm going to be hospitalized before I drop out of that race. Like a broken bone or severely dehydrated, like something's, and God forbid something like that happens. But my idea of like, if I'm starting something, my heart is in it and I'm going for it. So I think that's like kind of what scared her the most of me committing to do it.
Your brother and I showed up. We loaded 2 vehicles down, a tent, a pop-up tent, coolers, like
Yeah, flat top grill.
It was a task.
Chairs.
It was a task. We set everything up. There was the 100-miler going on. There was the 50-miler going on, a 50K going on. There was some
100-mile relay.
Some 100-mile relays. There's a lot of stuff going on. People like doing their thing. It was in a nice park. The weather was nice. Weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice lake. This race was set up in these 20-mile fingers, right?
It was 2 10-mile loops.
2 10-mile loops.
And you had to do each loop, 5 times. So you do this loop, go to the next one, do that one, and just figure eight it for the 100 miles.
And there was 2 aid stations. So
yeah,
you
2
do a
aid
10-mile
stations.
loop,
Yeah.
aid station, 10-mile loop, aid station. You just do these loops.
It was the start finish line was an aid station, but then during each 10-mile loop, 5 miles in, you'd hit an aid station. So every 5 miles, you got
an aid
station. Yeah.
And I guess what I didn't understand, what I was getting into is, I thought I was just gonna show up, watch you for a while, go to the hotel, come back. So there was that side of it.
Yeah.
So glad I brought your brother, bro.
Oh, I'm so glad too. Yeah. Yeah.
So we get there, we get everything set up, like, oh, we're gonna be camping. It's gonna be kind of cool. So the runners line up. They line up.
6 a.m. start.
6 a.m. start.
Yeah.
Your brother and I got there at 7. We got everything set up. And 6 a.m. they fire off. We're on the race. We just finished up our antibiotics for our Lyme's disease.
Got 20 miles in training.
Hopefully my back doesn't tighten up, but I'm in it. So let's walk through it. Let's run through this race.
Yeah, it's at least now that I've done a couple of them, I don't get as nervous at the start line, just because, I mean, you really don't want to be nervous at the start line because you've got nothing but time out there. So like if you're nervous from the start, it's gonna start eating away at you pretty quick, like physically, mentally, everything. So like I've been able to say like, okay, when I line up to do this, I know I'm gonna be able to do 20 miles. So let's just cruise through the first 20 miles. And like you kind of already have that like checked off, like even going into it, like you're at the start line and you're kind of just like, all right, I wonder which one of these people I'm gonna be able to like talk to. And that's kind of what I did with this race too. So I started out, the one guy, Clint, I actually ran with him 2 different times at this race. He was there at the start line. So he's like, oh, hey, Luke, how's it going? This is my buddy Dave that he's running. It's his first 100 miles. So we started out, we ended up meeting up on the trail. We ran almost 10 or 15 miles together, all 3 of us. So that first 20 miles is kind of just like already a check mark. You're just kind of going through, you're talking to people.
Are you enjoying it?
You're enjoying it. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually,
because the scenery was beautiful. Like the nature
it is
beautiful.
Yeah.
Which the first 20, you're enjoying it. You're interacting with people. You're just getting your heart rate up, getting in your groove.
You're really just like clicking off miles because I've got 20 miles. Like I can easily do 20 miles.
Got it.
And I know it's going to get harder after that. So let's just enjoy this, and having conversation with people that helps just like distract you and keep time going by and keep clicking off miles. Cause they're almost just like monotonous mile. Like you wish you can just hit the fast forward button and get past mile 20.
Got it.
Because it's just like, you're just out there burning through your energy, trying to get into the race.
Let me ask you a question here. The first 20 miles, because they are loops. Are there certain terrain? Is there certain terrain that is difficult? You're like, oh, this is going to be a problem. This could potentially be a problem. Are you noticing things about the race that, okay, I need to figure this one out? Because I know there was inclines. I know there's stuff going on.
So they changed the course this year too, and I didn't. Again, like I was like, I didn't even, when I signed up for this, I didn't even like read through their stuff online because this is my 5th time doing it. I'm just like, oh, it's Mendon Ponds. I know the park, like it's going to be the same course. I did see it was like 10 miles and 10 miles, but I'm like, okay, so it's the 2 10-mile loops. but I didn't actually like research anything. I just signed up for it and was like, yeah, I'll be there. And that was it. Like, I really don't like put a whole lot into this stuff. And I mean, some of it's like, it's probably like I'd make it worse for myself because I don't do that. But it was just like, yeah, it's 2 10 mile. I don't really care. I'll run whatever 10-mile loop you show me. But as we're going, I'm like, wait, this is different from last year. Like, we're going on the trail backwards. And then you're realizing like, oh man, so we're going to have to go up that hill to the water tower, like the back way. That's going to be harder. Like, oh, we're running down this rocky ravine area where normally we walk up it, and now we're running down it. So those are things that you're like taking into account and putting in the back of your mind. Like, okay, I got to do this loop 4 more times. And so this is going to be like mile 30, 50, 70, 90. This is going to be pretty rough 70, 90 miles in.
Okay.
Like, so that is something. But again, you just kind of like compartmentalize like a lot of that stuff where it's like, I don't want to think about mile 90 right now. I just want to think about mile 15 or, 20, whatever I'm at right now, and not get too caught up with overwhelmed with the future of the race, if that makes sense.
You brought that up. I live in that world. I got to do the 100, but you don't see it in 100-mile segment. You're breaking that thing
like
up.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You're breaking that thing up in small segments that your mind can digest. Because once you overwhelm your mind, bro, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Big trouble.
So you've understand that this 100-miler, I'm just gonna do the next 10 or whatever, which is what you just spoke of. Mm-hmm. And I think that translates over to real life when things get overwhelming. Break it down.
Yeah.
You know what? Just survive the next 30 minutes. Just get through the day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just get through the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can be said for that, right?
Yeah. I think it's a 20-minute rule that they have for running.
Really?
And so don't quit now. Quit in 20 minutes. Okay. And so the rule, the idea behind that is because, especially in 100 or in an ultra, is you're hurting right now. A lot of things hurt, but there's like so many variables, and your body is able to adapt and change. And you might eat something, and 10 minutes later you're feeling great. Like, so there's this 20-minute rule of don't quit now, quit in 20 minutes. And that just is like giving you a little break to get out of the hole you're in.
Okay.
Whatever that is, mentally, physically, something, I got a blister and man, this is like really just irritating. You know what? I got to get back to the aid station. I'm going to tape it. I'm going to change my socks, whatever it is. And then I'm going to reassess and move on. Like, opposed to, the blister hurts, I'm done.
I'm going to use that because quitting is just a thought away. Like in life, one thought and you just stop. Mm-hmm. So I like that. Okay, I'm feeling it, but I'll quit in 20 minutes. So I like what you said. I've never heard that before, but I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Bro, it's scary how quitting is just so close. Not just in a race, but what about quitting in relationships? Or like, it's too much. I'm just like, it's just a thought away, bro. Mm-hmm. And then once you quit,
you're done.
You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
Get off the course, bro.
Yeah.
Get off the course.
Yeah. Like, revisit this in the future, maybe. Like, but some people quit and never revisit it. Some people are just out forever. Like, I can't do this. It's not for me. I'm not a runner. I'm not, whatever it is, triathlon or sports, whatever it is. Like, they don't go back to the drawing board, and they just hang it up, and that's it.
They don't grow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of is if I quit, what else am I going to quit in? When that becomes your threshold, okay, well, mile 50 is too hard and you quit, that becomes the threshold.
Yeah.
What other things are the threshold if you just quit? Like, so these things translate for me. It's not about the race or the endurance. It's not about the lifting. It's about the real life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there really is. And there's muscle memory to quitting.
Is there really?
Yeah, like your body, once you know, like, oh, if I quit this last time, like that becomes an option for the future. So before, where it's like, that's not an option. I'm not quitting. Like that's not even in my cards. That's not who I am. That's not, when I line up, I'm not like, oh man, I wonder how far I'm going to make it before I quit. Like it's not even there. It doesn't exist. But once it exists, now it's there. Yeah, maybe it's in the corner, but like you said, like it'd be easy to reach for.
Easy to reach for.
Yeah, because
it's an option.
I mean, in this 100 miles I just did, I don't even know how many times I could have told you that I could have quit. Like I could probably look through 30 times in that race and say, oh, like I could have quit right there. I could have quit right there. I should have quit right there. Like 2 years ago, I'm throwing up at mile 50 running this race. I should have quit there. But then I make it back to the aid station, sit down, regroup, and I'm going back out. I'm just going to keep moving forward and just see how far I can get before my time runs out. But I'm not quitting. So, but if I would have quit then this year, I probably wouldn't even did the race. I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm undertrained. Like I got Lyme disease. I got back problems. Like nobody's going to judge me. Like if I was like, yeah, I backed out of the 100 this year. I had Lyme disease. I had this. Oh man, how you doing? Are you feeling it? Like nobody would have been like, oh, like you didn't even try. Like, so I have that going into it. Like, I don't even need to do this. Like nobody's going to be looking at this like, oh, he's a failure. He quit, or he didn't start. He didn't do anything. Like, but it's not in who I am to, like, I don't want to allow that to control me. And so like that transition of power, that like throughout my everyday life, my mind and my heart, my mind and soul are like in a constant battle of, my mind wants comfort. My mind wants the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. That's what struggles up here. But this is Lucas Curley. And if I don't have this driving me, then this takes control. And then that's where you get into trouble. You get into just laziness. You get dishonesty. Like there's now, like, who are you when nobody's looking? Are you still honest? Do you have integrity? Do you have loyalty? Like, who are you when no one's looking? So I like to put myself through these situations, I guess, to prove to myself, or to just like show myself like Lucas is still in control. Like I'm still in control. And it gives me this discipline, it gives me this perseverance, this long suffering. And like you mentioned it, gratitude. Like there's so much when you're going through that 100 miles. I'm not thinking of like people that did me wrong. I'm not thinking about someone who cut me off in traffic. Like I'm thinking about, man, when I get home, I'm going to hug my kids and, kiss Jasenia. And like, what am I really grateful for? Like, what's my purpose in life? Like, that's what when you're going through something hard, a trial, I'm sure you can relate to this. Like, you're not thinking of people that did you wrong. You're not thinking of like these things that are just so worthless in life. You're thinking of this perspective that like, man, who loves me? Who's here for me? Man, Keith and Jake showed up for me. Man, Marco and Roger and Phil, like they're here for me. Like there's this gratitude. There's this perspective that you gain from this experience.
I'm gonna relate to it this way: the stuff that doesn't matter gets stripped away.
So quick.
Through suffering, the stuff that doesn't matter strips away. And I try to live there as long as I can, because I become, it's like this, like my heart can, if things are too easy for too long, my heart can get this fatty tissue over it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's supposed to feel. But the stuff that you're talking about, the stuff that we're talking about now, through suffering, that fatty tissue layer evaporates, and that the exposed heart, the part that you touch it hurt, like feels, the part that feels is right on the surface. And as a man, as a father, a grandfather, a business owner, I need to protect my heart and make sure there's not a fatty tissue that I become calloused when it comes to the things that matter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. How do you keep that fatty layer off your heart to where when something touches it, you feel?
Right.
Bro, it's through suffering. When everything else is stripped away, why am I doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Well, money don't do it. Pride don't do it.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Like, why am I doing this for?
Yeah.
And when you're suffering and you're asking yourselves those questions, why am I doing this? I'm not getting paid to do this. Nobody cares if I'm doing this. I could stop right now and nobody would even blame me for stopping right now.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? The whys start popping up. Oh, that's a good why. I'll hang on to that one. Because those are the ones that keep you going.
Yeah.
Like, what's your why? And again, all this stuff translates to real life.
Yeah.
Keeping that heart in a place where it's, when somebody touches it, I can feel. So let's we talked about quitting. We haven't hit, I don't even know if we're done mile 20 yet. We're already talking about talking about quitting, how it's a second away, and you said, hey, the 20-minute rule. I'll quit in 20 minutes. So the first 20 miles, you're locked in, you're enjoying, you're good, you're okay. That train's gonna be a little challenge. Let me figure it out. You're not looking at the whole 100 because you'll become overwhelmed, and that could potentially make you quit. Like when your brain can't process it all, all the pain that's in my way. I've only run 100 miles once, and we can talk about that later. But you've done this many times. You've been running forever, so. Is there anything else in that first 20 miles that you're feeling that relates to real life? Like,
man, I don't know. Like that, the first 20 is like, I guess, so.
It can't get over fast enough what you said, because it's.
What I could say though is like, and in the Christian circle, you hear a marathon get preached a lot.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much all the pastors any message that I've heard, they've never preached about an ultra marathon. They've preached about a marathon. Life is like a marathon. I wish the Christian life was, or life in general was a marathon, because I would crush it. But it's not. It's an ultra marathon. And this is, and I get the idea of why they expound on a marathon. It's more relatable. There's more people that have done a marathon. It is challenging, stuff like that. But I could leave right now and go do a marathon and be totally fine. And I could do 2 marathons, you know what I mean? But if you said I have to leave right now and go do 100 miles, I'd be like, whoa, dude, is there an aid station? Is it like, what's the structure? Like there would be a lot more like questions with it. Right. And I don't know exactly what's there, but like if you break down what you go through, there's so many variables in a 100-mile race. It could rain in a marathon. It could rain for 2 hours in a marathon, and oh man, it rained, but you still finished the marathon in 5 or 6 hours. Like maybe it added like a half hour to your time or something. If it rains in a 100-mile race like this, it rained for 4 hours in this race, my feet were soaked. There wasn't like any time that my feet were dry and out of the weather. I even went skipping forward a little bit. Mile 50, I changed my shoes thinking, all right, I'll get fresh, dry shoes. And that's when it started raining, was after that. So you deal with so many different variables in a 100-miler that aren't really that big of a deal in a marathon distance. So I don't know, something just to
Something stuck with me.
throw that out there, I
Something
guess.
stuck with me the day after you ran your 100-miler. You and I went, bro, you got to fix your freaking diet. I ate the worst I ever ate up there. So, bro, listen.
The donuts and pizza.
The day after he runs that freaking race, they take me to a freaking donut shop, which was good.
Rich donuts, man. Yeah.
It was good. The line was long. Like, you know what? It was good. It was good, but I felt like crap after being up there.
Or the garbage plate.
I had to get back to my routine and get some good food in me. But anyway, eating garbage, you and I had a good conversation, and you just spoke of a marathon. You said a marathon or less, people are into themselves because it goes by so quick. So here you just described the first 20 miles of your ultra marathon. You're saying, hey guys, what's up? And you're like, you said a marathon or less, people are earbuds in. Like people are into themselves.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that for a little bit? Because that really resonated with me.
And this is what I started running at 16. I've been running for 20 years. I started out running a mile. Like I wasn't, people, that's like one of the big things that I get probably misconception is that I'm a runner and I was a born runner. Like this is like in me to run. Like, no, I worked super hard for this. And, like I've worked very hard to get where I'm at. And now I suffer for maybe lack of training, but like I do work hard for running. Like it's not like I can just wake up and go win a race or something. Out of all the races, I was counting up all the races. I have over 65 bib numbers from the races that I've done. So 65 plus races, I've never won any single one of them. Like I'm not built for running, but I do it because I've found it brings something out in me that I need. And that's like very valuable to me, to my family, to being a Christian, a testimony, a father, husband. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You don't win, you finish.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to 16 years old, I started running, did a mile, did 3 miles at 5K, 10K, half marathon. Then I did a marathon. And I think I've run like 11 marathons, like actual races. I've probably done more marathons in training than I have actually like sanctioned races, but definitely something I've seen in the marathon is like people are like out there for themselves and they're just running their selfish race. Like, how fast can I do this? Can I beat my own time? Like if somebody trips next to them, they're running around them. And this isn't to like bash marathons or like talk bad about, like I love all runners and everybody. It's a challenge and like do you, and I can't say that I don't line up to try to beat my time as well, stuff like that. But like what I see overall in the big picture is everybody's got earbuds in. Everybody's got like their playlist, their gels they're gonna eat, their time they're gonna make. They got this brand new Garmin or Apple Watch or whatever, and like brand new Hoka shoes, and everything's like dialed in, and they've trained all hard for this and everything, and they're running their own race. And they don't like even like acknowledge people next to them, or if someone else is like struggling, they kind of just like go by them. But you get into the ultra running community, and this is a community. There's ultra runners that like, we're a community. So if you're an ultra runner, like you relate on a whole nother level to other ultra runners, because there is a suffering that takes place out there. There's a stripping down, there's a sacrifice. There's such a rough time out there that you can relate to somebody, another ultra runner on that level. But when you get into ultra running, we're out there for each other. As much as I'm out there to finish my course, I'm out there to motivate and encourage any other runner out there. And whether I'm at mile 50 and someone's at mile 30, I'm not like, oh man, I'm at mile 50, you're only at 30. Like I'm not putting them down or anything. I'm like, oh man, you're at mile 30, keep going. Like, oh man, you're doing great. Just get back to that aid station. Like, good job, keep it up. Like, do you need anything? Do you need something? Like, I got a gel. Like, oh, you're sitting down. Like, you need, like, is something wrong? What? Like, you're concerned, you're worried, you're there for that person, you know, for a fellow runner. Like, and you don't even know a lot of these people. You don't even know these people. Like, maybe, you know, you keep doing local races and you get to know some of the people, but other people, you have no idea who they are, but you want to like almost invest in them. And like that first 20 miles you're out there running, you'll catch up to somebody just so you can have a conversation with them. Just to, hey, where are you from? Oh, Pennsylvania. Wow, you drove up here for this? Like, oh man, oh, you're from Long Island? Like, you flew in for this one? Like, oh, cool. Well, tell me your story, you know, whatever.
How does that translate to real life? The difference between
the real life, I think people think we're running a marathon and we're running an ultra. And like, you're not here for yourself. Like, you're here to do your race and be the best person you are. But you're also here to motivate and encourage and uplift and link arms with whoever's around you. And even if they're not struggling, you're still like, hey, how's it going? Encouraging, helpful. I think a lot of people are just so kind of caught up with themselves sometimes that I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get bigger. I want to look a certain way. I want to hold a position at work or have seniority or something. Like, I'm going to be, and they kind of get lifted up a little bit and they got their earbuds in. They're just like in their lane doing their thing. And because of that, I guess, you know, maybe, you know, you don't do as great of a job helping other people. You're kind of just focused on your own life. And you can go years like that before you realize, like, oh man, who have I helped in the last couple months or weeks or years or whatever? Like, what have I really done to make for the name of Christ? You know, what have I really helped somebody? Like,
there's someone suffering next to you and to not even know it. Not a good sign.
Yeah. Or to say they're suffering, but if I stop to help them,
it's going to slow me down.
It's going to slow me down. And
things to do.
I'm not slowing down for this. Like, I got my wife, my kids, I got my family. Like, I can't, like, oh, that's going to cost me some money. That's going to cost me some time. That's going to make me uncomfortable.
So now I understand.
Why should I do that?
So now I understand why you felt it so hard when I said, hey, me and Jake are going to fly up there and see you. Because most people are running marathons. And marathons don't do stuff like that. Now I understand. Like, to me, it wasn't a big deal.
It was a big deal. It was a huge deal.
So
I don't even think you. I really don't think you fully understood what you were getting into. But when we had that conversation and we hung up, and I'm like, I can't believe he wants to do that. Like, to me, and I've never had somebody actually crew me the entire race. I've had people show up and pace me for a little bit, or show up and, you know, like, just saying he brings me some soup or something. But I've never had somebody there for me set up. Like, every time I'm coming through, I've got this aid station to help me get through this thing.
So thank you for making that distinction between a marathon and an ultra marathon and how it relates to life, because most of my life I've been running a marathon. I run around people. I ain't got time for them. I got stuff I got to do. And I'm trying to learn how to live in the moment. I'm trying to, like, I don't have a good smile, bro. Like, people tell me.
You do need a smile more.
People tell me I'm unapproachable. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But I can't do a fake smile. Like, yeah. So anyway, but slowing down. Hey, if I'm running my race and there's someone ahead, to be willing to slow my pace a little bit, to offer aid and encouragement. I'm not going to stop. I can't stop. But I can slow my pace.
Yeah.
I can run a couple miles. We just slow my pace. Being encouragement. So that's what's been.
I guess you realize too, like, so the marathon is a lot of time. It's like, oh, I want to do the marathon. I want to qualify for Boston. I need to run a 3:05 marathon or something like that. It's probably like 2:55 now. So I'm going to go out and do that marathon, and nothing's going to slow me down. So nobody else, nothing else. Like, I'm out there, I'm just going to get it done. But the ultra is like everybody's plan Z, like wheels fall off, everything goes haywire and nothing works out. My last ultimate plan is to finish. I don't care what the time is. I'm just going to finish the course, and that's it. 100 miles. So you might start out at a good pace and, oh yeah, man, I'm on track for 24 hours. Then all of a sudden it starts raining and you're like, oh man, it's slowing me down. It's getting muddy, this and that, whatever. And all of a sudden you can't digest food. It's heating up, whatever. And so you get slowed down, but you still have, everybody has this goal to finish. So I guess with that mindset, it was like, my ultimate thing is to finish. You're more open to, if you see someone hurting, you're going to stop and help them out. You're not thinking of like, oh, this is going to cost me 10 minutes or like 5 minutes, or whatever. Or it's like I'm giving them my gel or filling up their water bottle. Now I don't have that. I gotta make it to the next aid station, but they need it more than I do. But you're not thinking of like, oh man, that's going to hurt my time in the race or something. You're just thinking like, they need it. We're all suffering. I'm going to help them out. And then I'm going to just move on and figure this out. And whatever that time it costs me, it is what it is. But I just want to finish, ultimately.
Between mile 20 and mile 30, it really surprised me. You came in the aid station at mile 30. And you said, like, at mile 30, you had the worst disposition of the whole race. And I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I looked at Jake. I was like, bro, that ain't good. You got 70 more to go.
Yeah.
So
part of that too, this race is the first one that I've got like lost for the most, or like cut the course. So that was a big mental thing. Yeah. So in the 2 10-mile loops, when we did that second 10-mile loop, which was a whole new course to me, I didn't look at it or whatever. So we're just following these pink flags. And we're with the guy, Clinton Dave, and we're talking, running. Well, we missed a turn on the pink flag trail, and we ended up running down that trail another like 100 yards, and it just so happened to link up with the pink trail again. So we do that, but then we're talking, all of a sudden we're getting back closer to the main aid station. We're like, well, man, this should be like, we should have like 2 or 4 more miles, whatever it was, like a couple more miles to go. Then we're getting back to the aid station, and it's like, wait, did we miss something on the course? And then sure enough, we get with the race director, Jake, and he's showing us, he's like, oh, dude, you guys probably missed this whole loop. And sure enough, we did. So from there, it was like, he was at least nice enough. Okay, next time you do that 10-mile loop, just do that loop twice. So I was like, okay, we can do that. But now mentally, where we thought we were mile 20, we were actually only mile like 17 or 18, something like that. I think it was somewhere around there, 16, 17 miles. So just that can kind of screw you up a little bit, because now you're thinking like, oh, I should be at mile 20. That's the even number. Then, and you're going out. But now every calculation you're making mentally,
you have to adjust for it.
Yeah, because now when I should be at mile 28, I'm actually at mile 25. And then when I get back to the aid station, I should be at mile 30, but I'm actually only at like a marathon. Like, that's like, man.
And that was messing with your head?
It started to mess me up, yeah. Just
early
because.
On, and that happened early on.
Yeah, it happened early on. So, so I was dealing with that, but then also you just start to deal with little lingering pains. So like my feet are starting to, bottoms of my feet are starting to hurt. It's starting to heat up. Like it was like, I think mid 60s when we started temperature wise. And then it got up to 80, I think it was like 86 that day was like the high. But by mile 30, it's starting to get, now we're, I think it was like 4 hours, it's probably like 6 hours in. So it's like noon, 1 o'clock. We're 30 miles in, it's starting to heat up. And now is where digestion starts to get messed up. So like as you're running, your body it only has so much blood flow. So obviously blood flow is going to all your muscle groups, but then blood flow has to go to, it's heating up, we got to start cooling ourselves down. So now it starts to go circulate around around organs and whatnot to cool you down. Well, that takes away from your digestion. So now mile 30, you're already burning through probably 2,000 calories, and now you're starting to get into like fat burning. So now you're pulling from fat storage, you're burning through your glycogen and glucose, all that stuff. So now there's a transition physically happening inside you where now you're starting to be sluggish because you don't have sugar coming in as much as is going out, kind of thing. So physically you're dealing with just being sluggish and your energy's starting to drop, and then you're trying to start cooling yourself down. So you're not eating as much food. And this is like where I'm coming in. I think mile 30, I'm like force feeding a peanut butter and jelly, washing it down with water. Like I'm like the whole time I'm like, man, I'm not even hungry, but I got to eat this. Like, and trying to eat watermelon or oranges, just something that like tastes sweet, but just trying to like get something in you. And so that, to me, mile 30 is like the start of this is starting to suffer.
That's the start of suffering.
Yeah.
And when you, like I said,
from there is where you start to really break the race down because that's your first moment of, I have 70 miles left, which at that point was like 74 miles, whatever. Right.
Yeah, so that's playing with your brain.
So it's playing with your brain, because now you're like, oh, I'm not at mile 30. I'm actually at 26. And then to think, well, I have that much more to do. Like that's the point of where you have to turn that off and be like, no, it's not 70 miles. It's the next 10-mile loop. I just got the next 10-mile loop. And really, I don't even have to do the 10 mile. I just want to do 5 miles and get to the next aid station. And you just start to pull back all that anxiety that you've got, right? That's like starting to creep in. Oh man, can I do that? And all these question marks that are getting bigger, you're just kind of pulling all that stuff back in and saying, like, nah, let's not worry too much about that. Let's just figure out where we're at right now. Let's get some food, get another 5 miles. Let's just get another 5 miles.
Again, I'll just reiterate what I said. Mile 30 was too soon for me and Jake to see how bad you're suffering.
Yeah.
It was too soon. And he waited before you left, but he's starting to judge you.
Yeah.
He's starting to judge you. Why is he doing this? He should have trained for it. Like, he's hurting too bad because he doesn't train. He should have trained hard enough. He's got Lyme disease. Why is he like why does he do this? So there's talk. Well, we didn't talk until you left.
Well, I appreciate that, because that can mess someone up too.
There's talk because he's your brother. Obviously, it comes from a place of love. Mm-hmm. Here you are suffering. He's like, bro, like you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So there was that dynamic that you were unaware of. The other thing I thought was kind of neat was, and maybe you can speak to this because this is my first time, was you had your cell phone on and you would text your brother or you would call him.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm coming to the aid station. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Have this ready, this thing ready for me.
Yeah.
And and this will be a recurring theme because we're only at mile 30 right now.
Yeah.
But observing that you were able to, hey, dude, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I'm going to need, and to roll in, to be able to sit and have him do that for you. Is there anything there? What did that help you at all in the race? Was it nice to have him there?
That absolutely helped. Yeah.
And then again, let's just do the same thing. Let's just, okay, this help me, and let's if there is a connection to real life, let's just make that connection to real life.
Yeah.
Because The Bible talks about our race,
Yeah.
our life as being a race. I mean, it literally calls it, hey, run with patience, run with endurance. There's
Yeah.
a prize. So there's these things that I think is applicable to real life. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, for that race, this was the first race that I've had like that support, like that level of support, and being able to call him like a mile out and be like, hey bro, this is like heat up, try to make me a cheeseburger. I'm going to try to eat a cheeseburger this time and I'm going to drink a Coca-Cola. Like, to have that definitely 100% helped. Like, you guys like changed my race, like the trajectory of my race for sure because of that. I knew it was going to impact me like that before I even started. But definitely I could look back and see through that whole thing. If I was doing all that stuff by myself, it would have taken me so much longer. It would have been such more of a mental fatigue, a physical fatigue, emotional, like everything. You're dealing with so much out there that a lot of times if you don't have support from somebody, and I roll in an aid station and there's nobody there for me, I kind of like waste time there. I'm like, what am I even doing here? Like, what am I supposed to get? Like, I should probably like eat something, but I don't know what to, I'm not hungry. And I could just leave the aid station like unprepared for the next, the next 5 miles or 10 miles. Like, so having you guys there, having Jake there, being able to call ahead and put in an order kind of thing, like, dude, get that gray chair out. I'm going to sit in that for 5 minutes. I'm going to change my shirt and it's getting hot. I'm going to put a tank top on, this and that. Like, being able to do those things gave me kind of like this peace of mind to like, okay, I got another mile. I'm going to get back. I'm going to get recharged. Like, and I'll be able to kind of roll in there. And like, you see him, he's like taking my backpack off. You know, I had a backpack with water bottles on it.
He's filling them.
Yeah. So
he's putting ice
on my head. Like, and some of that stuff was like unprovoked. Like, I wasn't even like, oh, like, bro, give me the ice and put ice on me. He's just like, he sees the need and he's like, man, you know, and he's never done a 100-miler. So like, for him to even know, I don't even know how he knew some of this stuff, like, or if I don't know, but like, he's getting ice out, he's putting it on me, putting it on my legs, stuff like that, where I'm just able to kind of just sit there and like, oh yeah, like, okay, let me just rest for these 4 or 5 minutes, try to eat some food, where normally it would be, I'd sit down and I'd be like, just, I don't even know, like, you'd be sitting there like, oh man, I should probably change my socks, but and you could burn through 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like, real quick, and now all of a sudden you're getting closer to the cutoff time. Like, so that was huge to have him. I could call ahead, sit down. He's taking care of me. Like, he's recharging me. He's helping me out. He's putting the backpack back on me, encouraging me. Like, come on, bro, you got this. Like you're doing good. Like, just get to the next one. We're going to see you at 5 miles. Like, in 5 miles, just get there. You know, stuff like that is like real world application. I mean, you can easily tie that into the church and accountability. I could even think of like, we do a small group, like a life group, and to have somebody you can like that, you know, is there to support you. It helps to have a spouse that's supportive, but it also helps to have somebody else that holds you accountable, support you, like when you need that aid in life because something's just dragging you down. Like, you can call on them and they're there to help you out with whatever that situation is, or just to encourage you. Like, hey man, it's going to get better. Like, it's going to, like, just get through this, just, you know, and if is there something else I could help you out with, you know, even pray with you, man. Like, I think of a buddy of mine, Mike Grabowski. He's prayed with me a number of times, man. Like, I'll be dealing with something like, you know, my mom went through a bunch of heart problems, and I was telling Mike about it at the time, and he's like, man, let's pray about it right now. And he just stopped and prayed.
Mm.
And same thing with the Lyme disease, man. Mike, he stopped and prayed. Another buddy of mine, John Spargo, he stopped and prayed with me. Like things like that where, you know, you get overwhelmed. You don't know the outcome of a circumstance or what's going to happen. But even just someone, you know, a lot of people are like, hey, I'll pray for you. But that was like those things have been like a testimony to me of like, not only am I going to pray for you, but we're going to pray right now. Mm. And we need more of that. More of that in our church, more of that in just our everyday life. It doesn't even matter if the person you're praying with or praying for is a Christian or not. Like something like that is, you know, just thinking about it is, you can be a help to somebody if you take your focus off of you and just carry the burden with someone else, even for that moment. It's just, it could be the help to get them the aid to move forward, to keep going.
Let me make a few comments here. When I asked you what was it like to be able to call your brother, hey dude, I'm a couple minutes or I'm a couple miles out.
Yeah.
And you made a comment. I think you said, I don't think you guys realized how much of the help that was to me. Bro, we felt like we were camping. We thought we were on vacation. We were like, there's a beautiful lake. Like, look at all these people running. We're chilling.
Yeah.
We were just enjoying life. I was enjoying being around your brother.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like work. Well, until it got dark, then it did. Like,
yeah.
trying to stay awake. But it didn't feel, so it was just funny that, you know, to make you a hamburger. Well, your brother made you a hamburger.
Yeah.
To fill up your water bottle. It was light work. Like in our mind, you were doing all the work, and this was like nothing. But a cup of cold water in his name can keep somebody going one more time, right? So those things that seem so insignificant. Oh, it was easy. That act of kindness, as insignificant as it feels in your own mind, may be something that, man, somebody just gets in their car and they just weeps because that's exactly what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of mine texted me yesterday. He's like, Keith, I watched one of your podcasts. And he said I was in line, single moms in front of me with 3 little kids at the gas station. She's like, Keith, she was putting $4 worth of gas in the tank of her car with change. And he said, so I paid for what I had to do. He's like, I followed her out there. I said, ma'am, can I just fill your tank for you, no strings attached? And that lady broke down. She's like, do you know how long it's been since I was able to fill up my car? She's like, do you know how, what a blessing that is for me right now? So, bro, like $30, that's light work, is like $1 million to somebody.
Yeah.
So you don't know, like, that small act of kindness that's small to you.
Yeah.
When somebody's struggling just to get through, and all you do is make a little hamburger. Hey, bro, you good? Somebody puts a little ice on you. Hey, bro, you good? It goes a long way, right? So that was to watch, to observe that, and then to hear, man, that was huge for me because it didn't feel huge. It just felt like easy. And then another thing that you mentioned was prayer. Praying in the moment. Man, I've had freedom to do that. I've had freedom to do that. The last 6 or 7 months, I prayed with you. I prayed with you over the phone.
You did.
Bro, I've had freedom.
Pretty sure you brought me to tears too.
I had freedom to pray with people like in the moment.
Yeah.
That's not me. It's like having a conversation with somebody, and my wife and I are having lunch conversation with somebody, and they're asking about us. And the conversation is about us. They're trying to get to know us, and it's about us too much. So they're, well, let me get to know these people. So I asked them a question, and dude, the response I got was freaking heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. So here these people are trying to get to know me. I asked them one question, and they were hesitant. And they're like, well, actually, my wife is going through this. Both of my girls are going through this. I'm going through this. We're in a refinement time right now, Keith.
Hmm.
And then be like, can I just pray with you guys real quick right there in that restaurant? Like the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
And
the impact that can have on those people, on that person, is huge.
but bro,
And you
if I was running a marathon, I would have missed out on that opportunity.
You'd pass right by
I
it.
would have passed right by it, bro.
With your earbuds in, you'd be listening to something, and you wouldn't even see that opportunity. You step right over it.
There's a lot of opportunities out there. We're just blind to them. We're oblivious to them. So I'm glad you hit that one.
Yeah.
The first aid station, 30 miles.
So
You're you got in, all right. You got up. All right, guys. I'll catch you in whatever, right?
yeah.
And you're back out. What's your mindset? Do you remember?
So that 30 to 40. So that was when I think I had to make up that loop.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of exhausting. You're getting into
You're in the heat of the day.
The heat of the day. So that's where I struggle the most, and I know
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, I'm not good in the heat. So my body just wants to shut down. It doesn't want to digest food. Has no appetite. Your energy drops. So it's just, and then I'm just profusely sweating, and I sweat so bad that I'll have like salt crystals underneath my eyes. I'll have salt that literally gathers around my waistband, causes chafing. Like, you can deal with all these problems. So I don't do good in the heat. So that's usually where I end up slowing down, which this race I kind of structured mentally, like, hey, I'm going to take like mile 30, 40, even 50
and dial it back.
and just dial it back. Yeah. Because I usually just kind of try to push and then I blow up.
Yeah.
And that's where 2 years ago I'm throwing up at mile 50.
Got it.
On my hands and knees in the grass.
Got
like
it.
Rough. So this time I was like, I'm going to pull back a little bit and see if I can like preserve some energy and just like keep moving, not overheat kind of thing. That kind of worked out, I think, pretty good. Still had to like force feed myself. So a lot of like take a bite of peanut butter jelly or take a bite of banana and then just like washing it down, like swishing around and get it down, just try to get it in you. But those are kind of like, that's going to happen. Let's just keep moving forward. You kind of just keep backing it off a little bit where, okay, like what's the next like relief I'm going to get? Like,
Okay. Got it.
yeah. So this stinks right now. This hurts. I'm hungry, or like I know I don't have good appetite, but mile 50, like at mile 50, I'm going to change my shoes. Like, my feet are wet. Let me get to mile 50. I'm actually at a pretty good pace. I can actually take like a 30-minute break. I'm going to sit down, like take my shoes off, put my feet up, relax for 30 minutes and like recover, like recoup, cool down, hopefully get some food in me, digest some stuff. That's going to be my next relief. So like, that's kind of where I was at in the race was, let me
ask
get
you
there.
a question. You said you're looking for those places of relief. Are there also some of those places in mile 20 that you thought, man, this is going to be challenging, that you're also like not looking forward to? Or is it just is what it is? Are there certain areas there like
on the trail, you mean?
yeah, like on the trail, like there's a place called the Devil's Bathtub. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means,
Yeah,
but there's
Devil's-
certain places on the trail, like
Yeah.
this is the part that really sucks. Like
There is
yes or no?
There is those spots, and you kind of try not to like put yourself there until you're there, because then you end up worrying about it, or you end up overthinking it. Like,
But in this race, there were those spots.
oh yeah, absolutely. There's
Okay.
yeah. So
Can you describe a couple of them?
there was overall over the 100 miles, there's about 15,000 feet of elevation. So a lot of that is it's all spread out through the 2 10-mile loops, but you're hitting these hills that are like really steep. You're hiking up them with trekking poles, or you're literally touching the ground in front of you and like kind of scrambling up.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I probably should have brought you on a couple of the trails or something.
Wow.
But
So you like climbing?
yeah, there's literally like you're stepping on tree roots to get up the hill.
Okay.
Or it's literally rocky or something, and you're grabbing a tree and pulling yourself up the hill.
So you're expending a lot of energy and not really getting very far because of the...
Yeah, and then your quads are on fire because you just hoofed it up this 100-yard hill and just like put all this lactic acid into your quads now. And now that your legs are heavy, and now you got to like tell yourself, well, let's just keep moving.
Okay.
200 yards, and then hopefully that like burns off. Like you got to clear it out of your muscles kind of thing. So there's hills, and then the other worst part is open sunlight, where there was a spot on the second loop that went through a big part of the field. Like they had a big trail mowed in part of the field, but you're exposed to the direct sunlight for like a whole mile on the back part of this trail. So like that would be a spot that I would come up out of the trail, hit this spot in the field, and I'm like, well, here we go. The next like 15 minutes is going to be just direct sunlight, like no relief in that spot, like unless there's like one little overhanging branch you can tuck under or something. But it's funny though, there's raspberry bushes in there, so like,
oh good, so there's respite.
yeah, so like some of that was, you'd be walking and like some raspberries, like grab a couple raspberries or blackberries or whatever and eat those. And
Were there any times in that open area where you got a respite? Maybe there was a little breeze or something, that just gave you...
Oh yeah.
Doesn't that make you thankful? Like,
Dude, man, like you throw your arms up, like, thank you, Lord. Like that
yes.
was it. Yeah.
Because
there's definitely...
I've gone through times like that like it's just humid and miserable.
Yeah.
But then there'll be this breeze that just gives you relief, and your mind goes to gratitude.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to give me that breeze.
Like literally...
God, thank you. I needed that. Like, thank you so much. So those little things, a little breeze, a little this, a little that.
Yeah.
Like the gratitude.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't deserve this, but thank you.
Yeah, and especially in something like this where you're struggling and you're suffering, and there's just it's a chronic pain. Like even the things we say that are a relief does not mean my pain goes to zero. That doesn't mean that like it's like you're waking up fresh and you're ready to go back out. That means like the relief means your pain went from a level 8 to like a level 3 while I'm sitting there. And then I know when I get back up, it's going to go back up to a level 8. Mm-hmm. That's the relief. It's not like this relief where like you're completely fresh and everything's great, but it's just like you're saying, like I'm still in fully exposed sunlight, but a little breeze rolls through. Whew, man, that's relief. I'm still in the sunlight, but that's the relief. Like that's, oh man, the hand of God. Like that's it. Like you kind of feel like, and if you're on the trail, you'd probably hear me hooting and hollering in some of those moments. Cause like, man, they actually like charge you up. They fire me up a little bit too. Cause you'll find yourself in like a low point and like, oh man, and kind of dwindling on something. But then you get that little bit of relief and it's like, oh yeah, man, like this, oh, that felt so good. And like,
I don't want to get you off your story.
Yeah.
Or the race. But did you find in this next little bit that we're in right now, I think we're almost to mile 50, right? Did you find respite, and I'm getting ready to go through this hard spot, but there's someone with me? Or were there times that you went through the sun and you were alone? Like, were there times where you got relief because there's someone next to you and you can...
Yeah. Do
you remember it all?
It's kind of, so like by mile 20 or 30, there was, I think 17 of us in the race. We get so spread out that there is there is times you can go for an hour and not see anybody on the trail.
Does that play a mental game?
It kind of does, because you're by yourself. So if you're not good with being by yourself, like talking to yourself, and thankfully I talk to myself a lot, you know, but if you're not in that mindset of being able to just deal with where you're at and stuff by yourself, then it can mess you up.
Because I'm just picturing myself, because I know what it feels like, in that open area with the full sun, by myself, feeling hurting, feeling fatigued, and I'm just going to walk this. As opposed if somebody's next to me and we mutually encourage one another. Hey, bro, let's just lock in for a little bit. Let's just like push it a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you talked about the ultra marathon community, and like we're all suffering, but we're all encouraging everyone.
Yeah.
And here you are, stints of it. You're alone.
Yeah.
You're alone through stints of it. So anyway, I didn't know if there's something there you want to speak to or not.
I mean, for me, I think when you have a pacer, so like mile 55, Roger showed up to start pacing me. I think that having somebody link up with you, maybe it's someone on the trail, like you're lucky that your paths cross and you guys can run for a little bit. That does help. It definitely helps. But having a pacer, somebody to show up for you, and then to say, I'm going to stick with you through 10 miles, like not even the rest of the race, but just get you the next 10 miles. It kind of gives you this sense of relief of like, okay, I'm going to have someone there to like kind of watch over me or help me out, you know, because you're just kind of a mess at a lot of points where you might not eat food, you might skip food, you might not fill up your water bottles because you just forgot, like you rolled through an aid station and forgot to fill up your water bottles. Like, so to have someone there who's more fresh and clear-minded and able to look at different perspective, have a different mindset, whatever it is, like they're able to fully support you. It kind of takes that pressure off, because now it's like, okay, I can focus on just moving forward, and they're there to kind of distract me with talking, keep me focused on just moving, you know, like don't sit down, just keep moving kind of stuff. And then when we roll into an aid station, they're there to like, hey, I'm going to take your water bottles, fill them up, get you this. Oh, did you eat anything? Did you have salt tablets? Whatever. And oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah. And kind of help you out in that support.
Where we are at in our race right now?
I'd probably say mile 50. And that's where.
What time is it at mile 50?
Mile 50 was.
Refresh my memory.
It was right before dark, because I think I left 50 with a headlamp. So it was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock or something at night. Yeah, it was probably like 8 o'clock, because I think Roger met up with me. Yeah, it was 14 hours was mile 50. So 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock at night, you're halfway through.
Mile 50 was like, for me, it was like a checkpoint of, okay, I'm halfway through the race. I'm at a good time. I was at 13 and a half hours. So I was like, okay, let me structure in 30 minutes to recover. My feet were wet and pruny just from water on the course, going through stuff. And it was hot out, so I was pouring water on myself.
Yeah.
So I literally went through like a whole change of clothes. Yeah. At mile 50, changed my clothes. Yeah. Like left my shoes off, put my feet up, let them dry out for a few minutes. Tried to get some food in me. Ate some stuff. I forget what I even ate, but probably I ate some stuff. And that's when my parents were there. My Aunt Wanda and Uncle Carl showed up. They were there. It was kind of like an encouraging atmosphere. Yeah. I probably didn't seem too motivated or encouraged, but those things that like those definitely help you out, to have people there show up for you, and you know, just have like a conversation. Even, you know, it's like it doesn't even have to be anything serious or relevant. It's just something to just kind of distract you or get you off of the pain that you're dealing with, right?
So my observation, every time you come to these aid stations, you are more and more broke down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say this derogatory just because I can't think of a better word, but it's more and more disgusting.
Mm.
You're like you just said your feet.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't even want to look at your feet.
Yeah.
Like I looked at them and my feet hurt.
Yeah.
But your brother took your socks off.
Mm.
So if you can imagine what someone's feet looks like or smells like being in a pair of shoes for 50 freaking miles,
14 hours, yeah.
and your brother took your shoes off, didn't even think about it. Didn't even make a joke about it.
Mm-hmm.
And just took your socks off, took a paper towel and a wipey and cleaned your feet, bro.
Yeah. I was covered in mud.
Meanwhile, you're sitting there trying to eat and you're burping. Bro, you're trying to eat and you're farting.
Mm-hmm.
Your clothes are like you need to take a shower. You're filthy and
Yeah.
it's just because, and again, not derogatory, but it's disgusting. It's broke down.
Yeah.
And I purposefully, like, I did little things to assist Jake, but I purposely didn't get too involved in the work because I didn't want to miss the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I didn't get involved in the work, because watching your brother minister to you when
Yeah.
it wasn't sanitary, when it wasn't clean,
Man.
when it smelled, and for him just to minister to you in a way that only a brother could. Because, bro, as much as I like you, I don't know if I could do that with your feet, dude.
Yeah.
Without, like, hold on a minute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It'd have to be somebody that I like really love to do that. And so to observe that, the care.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't there, who's gonna do it? You would have to do it yourself.
I'd be trying to unflexible, trying to do it all myself. Yeah.
So,
And he did that stuff too, again, like unprovoked, like I didn't call him that time and say, hey dude, I told him I was changing my shoes. So I said, like, hey, grab the other shoes I'm going to put in, get into, but I wasn't like, oh, my legs are muddy and like, I'm going to need you to wash them off when I get back or anything. Like, that was it. It was like, hey, I'm going to change my shoes and just take a half hour, try to eat some food and stuff like that and get back there. But then he's literally looking at it like, what can I do to help him out?
yeah. And it's at this time, because it's getting dark and we've been up there since 7.
Yeah.
Now it's 8:00. This is where I start feeling it, because we flew up from Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm already jet lagged.
Yeah.
We were up late spending time with you, so it's not like we were rested.
Yeah.
And so now I'm starting to feel it. It's getting dark. And we'll get to it, but you didn't sleep at all.
No, this time, no naps this time.
You didn't sleep at all, but you know who else didn't sleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your brother didn't sleep. I did. I tried to stay up. Well, bro, I tried to. But your brother stayed up all night. And again, there was something there special to watch, because you got a brother suffering, and you got another brother supporting, like, giving aid, and in a way, bro, he was suffering with you. He was suffering with you, and it was like so precious to watch, man.
Yeah. I'm beyond grateful to have Jake as a brother. And it's been like that, man, ever since we grew up. We push each other's buttons, and like we know how to get on each other's nerves and stuff. But man, when push comes to shove, there's no one else I'd rather have with me by my side than my brother.
But on a
And you know his character, like you know me as a friend kind of thing. But you've been with Jake, for 2 decades now or whatnot, right? Like you know his character, like you know his personality, like we thrive off each other's energy. We thrive off of helping people, doing stuff for people. And like that's just who he is. And that's what's taught me, I think, growing up. I'm trying to think of like where did I get like integrity from, or where did I get like, I don't know, all these characteristics that I have. But I think it's because I've had my older brother. He's a year and a half older. So we've been close. And I think I've always had his hand-me-downs. I've always had like, what is he doing? I want to do it. And then he's always been there to encourage me or motivate me, or like, yeah, bro, let's do that. And like, he's just always there for me. It's
watching two brothers like that was one level that touched me, but on a deeper level, it was when he washed your dirty feet, dude.
yeah.
Do you know when Christ washed the feet of his disciples? Do you know that it was the slave of the slave's job to wash feet? It was the slave of the slave's job to wash feet. And Christ washed the feet of his disciples. Watching you suffer, watching you run your race, and then watching your brother administer aid was Christ-like. Like he has the heart of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Christ doesn't just say, hey, go do it, let me know when you're done. He ministers to us. He binds up our wounds. He brings aid. He comforts. And in fact, you know what? He says he's our burden bearer. He runs with us. He's there with us.
Yeah.
So watching your brother, like on a couple levels, like two brothers, it was special. But again, because he is a believer, and then like watching him be like Christ, bro. And then I was convicted because man, those are dirty feet. The disciples' feet, the disciples, they wore sandals.
Yeah.
It was dusty, smelly. He just got down there in humility. Let me clean your feet. The job of a slave of the slave.
Yeah.
So it was that was precious to watch. It was precious to watch. And again, at all point, like this race that you're running translates over to stuff that matters, like real life stuff.
Yeah.
I could care less about running the race. Like if you want it, like if we weren't talking about this kind of stuff, what difference does it make? Like,
right.
You got some cool buckles, dude. Cool.
Yeah.
But this kind of stuff that we're talking about is what matters. It's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
So that was my perception of mile 50. Was it mile 50 when it started to rain?
Yeah, mile 50 is when like that. So that's again, like you make all these plans. So like, okay, I'm coming in 13 half hours, half-hour break. I'm going to dry my feet out, change all my clothes. It's going to get dark and start cooling down. And like, it's almost like that's the relief. I do all that stuff. And literally as I'm about to walk out of the aid station, it starts raining. So, so now it's all of a sudden, I'm going to be all wet again. And like mentally that starts to mess you up again, because I'm trying to dry my feet out. I'm trying to get, like, I'm dealing with these blisters that are starting to pop up, these hot spots. And so I'm like, now you leave there, it's starting to get dark out. So now you're going to put the headlamp on. I put a rain jacket on. The temperature starts to drop. Like this is where it like starts to transition into darkness.
So hold on a minute. Before I got to finish painting this picture. It wasn't just a little rain.
Yeah, it was
Bro, we were holding down the freaking pop-up tent because it was blowing over. Like
yeah.
It came in hard, fast, and heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but again, the timing of it. Okay, it's raining. But again, in God's sovereignty and in God's grace and God's goodness, I translate over things to real life.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been way out on the other side when it started.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that you were there, your brother hooked you up,
Yeah.
it comes in hard, and you were able to have a raincoat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's raining, but
I'm prepared.
I'm at the best place that it could start raining because I could have been way over there. So I'm seeing these things, these obstacles that are happening that are out of our control.
Yeah.
But man, if it's gonna rain, like what better place? He's here. He's fed up. He rested. He had his feet up.
Yeah.
Right when he gets ready to go out, it's a freaking downpour, and we got a raincoat for him. So
Yeah.
I'm just observing that.
Yeah.
But it's dark, and here you go. Not only is it dark, but it's not just like a light rain. It's blowing sideways.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So it's just something you have to deal with in the ultra. Is like it's gonna, and this is. I was looking at the weather forecast too. It wasn't supposed to rain at all.
I know.
There was like a 2% chance, I think, of rain.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I didn't know it was raining, like gonna start raining until I got into that 50, the 58 station. And then Jake's like, "Yeah, dude, I think in an hour it's gonna start raining." I'm like, "What?" Like I wasn't even gonna pack a rain jacket either, because I was up into to the start of the race there. I'm like, I don't even need to pack this. Like it's not gonna rain. And I'm glad I did, because it, like unexpectedly, it just started raining. And so yeah, throw the rain jacket on, go out, start getting wet again.
I have that video of when you went out in the rain. You look back, the headlamp on.
Yeah, like
All right,
kind of
guys,
with
I'm
the
go-
hood up.
All right,
and,
guys, I'm going out. See you in a few hours.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is, like motivating yourself to just get out of the chair and get back out there, because it is so comfortable in that chair. Like to go from that level 8 to level 3 for half hour and like really just subside everything, and then to be like, oh man, as soon as I leave here, we're ramping back up. Like,
Yeah.
so a lot of that is just motivating yourself. I got to keep moving forward, and I just got to get out of here. I got to leave. I can't stay here. I got to leave. And so I get back out on the trail. The next big thing was Roger showing up at 55 miles, and
Who's Roger and what's all that?
Roger is a running buddy. Met him through a group. We do a group run. We were doing a group run for a while. And it was like Sunday mornings. We get together. A bunch of us do 5 miles, 7 miles, whatever. Met him through the friends at the running group, and he's I think he's like mid 50s or something. So he's like older than me, but we just hit it off with running, and was
that planned for him to come at Mount?
It was, yeah.
Good.
He's come out and paced me. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? He paced me in one of those races before, a couple years before that. And then I actually went and paced him for his first 100-miler that he did.
Got it.
And so there's like a brotherhood, a camaraderie with that. And so when he found out I'm doing the 100, he's like, "Yeah, I'll come out and do some miles with you." He actually had a 100-mile race scheduled for like the next week.
Wow.
So this was like, he's like, "Oh, I'll come out and this will be like some training for my race."
But even the timing of him coming.
Yeah, it was
Like he knows when you need it.
yeah.
Like he didn't come out the first 5 miles,
No.
but to come out to drive in the dark,
Yeah.
like when you needed it most, right? So there's I don't want to get into real life yet, but he timed it strategically when you needed it the most.
Yeah. Yeah. And he helped out a ton with those 10 miles. So he hooked up with me at mile 55, the aid station. It's dark out, and there was still like drizzling rain at that point. Like it let off a little bit, but it's still raining. So we start going out, do some miles. It was definitely a refresher having him out there, because now you've got somebody to like talk to, and he's asking me how I'm doing, but then as a pacer, you kind of want to get them off topic and not just be like, "Well, how you feeling?" Because you start asking that, and now you start focusing on like, "Well, yeah, how am I? Oh man, my feet hurt. oh, this hurts, like my knee hurts, this, you know, I tried to step over that log a couple miles ago and like my hip is hurting me now. And like, there's like all these different things. So the job of the pacer is to really like, hey, like, you got any vacations scheduled? Like, you got anything going on? And kind of like distract you. So, you get talking about all sorts of different things, family and vacation, and he's got races coming up. So like talk about his race a little bit, but all that's just to kind of like, just to take your focus off of what you're feeling right now, and you're refocused on the conversation, and you just kind of like zone this out, having that conversation, and you're just moving forward in a way.
Can we park here for a minute? I just had a thought.
Yeah.
You're hurting. You got your a pacer there. It's a, he knows what you're feeling because he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows how to direct the conversation and to not steer it in a way that's going to pull you down. But I would imagine, having run for as long as you did and it's dark, that you could be annoyed. So to know how to direct the conversation in a way that's not annoying. Again, we've all experienced, listen, we've all experienced this. You're going through suffering,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone comes along and tries to give you encouragement, but it's like, bro, just shut up and go. Like, I hear you, but or they want to one up you, or they're trying to talk philosophical, or like try to talk this way, like, and it's just all, it's just
not helping.
It ain't helping, and you just want to say,
making it worse.
Dude, just shut up.
Making it worse.
Just shut up. I'm appreciative for people who know what I'm feeling, and know how to communicate with me in a way that helps me. I don't appreciate people that just talk because we all know them, dude.
Yeah.
We all know them. They don't know what to say. Well, you know what? If you don't know what to say, just don't say anything. Let's just walk together.
Yeah.
Is there anything there? Because I would imagine,
man, there could be some things there with like.
Have you had some bad pacers that are talking?
Yeah, there's some people I wouldn't invite out there, like for sure, and I don't like. I would rather be out there by myself than having someone out there that's like that. Where, you know, if Roger's out there, and he's just spouting off about his race and his life and what's going on and all the goodness stuff, and it's like. And I'm like if he was doing that, it could easily drive me crazy. And I'd be like, dude, like, what are you even out here for? Like, you're not helping me at all. So to have somebody that's like, hey, what do you got going on? Like, what's going on here? How's your wife and how's the kids doing? Like, how's that going? Like, oh man, they're getting big, huh? Like, and like now that's the conversation I want to have.
There's something to be said for measuring the tone or reading the room, measuring my words before they come out.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that in this case, you would want someone who would measure their words, that when they communicate. There's a verse, I think, of Proverbs, like, words are like apples of gold and pictures of silver, something like that. Like, words can edify, words can lift up, words can make me feel, all right, good dude. But you know what? Words can also make me feel like, dude, just shut up.
Yeah, I think Proverbs actually says like there's like life and death are in the power of the tongue.
The power of the tongue.
Right? So you could be speaking life or you could be speaking death. And
again, I translate all this stuff over. Like, when I talk, I want people to listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to just say a bunch of stuff that doesn't mean anything. Like if you're suffering, I want to speak in a way that's going to encourage you. But sometimes that takes some thought.
Yeah.
Before we just go rambling off a bunch of stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
I feel like some of that's like, well, who are your friends? Like, who are you hanging out with? Are they actually there for you and supporting you and like encouraging, uplifting, edifying, moving you forward? Or are they there for themselves and like, you know, they're like, is it really that? What kind of friendship is that?
Understood.
What kind of friend? And those are the people, like, you could probably think of people in your phone right now you can call I can call Jake, I can call Phil, I can call a bunch of different people, and they're going to be there for me. They'll drop what they're doing. They'll be there for me. Like, that's the kind of friendship that I want. That's the kind of people I want.
And then there's people that you don't even want them to know that you're out there, because
There's people that
don't
like,
show up.
yeah,
Don't show up.
yeah, there could be people that, yeah, I'm like not even going to tell them I'm doing a 100-mile race, because if they show up, it's like, oh man, like, I don't know. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't really deal with that too much. There's not a ton of people that want to actually come out and
Come out in the middle of the night.
yeah. So,
So he's running with
But-
you. Not only is he pacing you, you feel like you're being taken care of.
yeah.
You don't have to think about certain things. He's like, hey, watch out for that. Do this. Like, you just feel like
Yeah.
all you got to do is concentrate and just putting the next step forward. And then he's directing the conversation in a way that's kind of getting your mind off of where you're at and putting your
Yeah.
mind somewhere else in a positive way. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're talking about the family, things that matter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so Roger was there 55 miles 60. Marco actually showed up, so he got there a little bit earlier than what I was even expecting. He was going to get there at like mile 65, but was what I was thinking. But so it overlapped. He showed up mile 60, so Roger stuck with me. So I actually had Roger and Marco for 55 to 60, or 60 to 65. I had both of them. And then that's when Roger was like, hey, I'm going to take off. Like, and he did a great job. Like, that 10 miles was huge, having him there. And it's just like, I do love the support of other fellow runners. Like, people, like when Roger was like, hey man, I want to be there to run with you. Like, tell me what time and when. I'm like, dude, that is awesome. Like, that's huge. If you can get me 10 miles is, it's 10% of the race. Like, that's huge. That's a big portion of suffering that he's going to bear with. He's going to come in and link arms with me and be there for me, like, to do whatever he has to do to keep me going, keep me moving. Right.
Tell us who Marco is in a minute, but what you just described with him was something God's been working with out in me. Someone told me, hey, Keith, it's easier to write a check than it is to give your time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was case in point.
Yeah.
This guy gave you some of his time,
Yeah.
and it edified you. It kept you going.
I got a bunch of text messages of encouraging stuff like, hey, good luck out there. Hope you do great.
Yeah.
Be praying for you. But Roger showed up.
Okay. Marco, who was he?
And Marco's a friend from church. We've known each other for a bunch of years, and he actually came out, did 17 miles with me at a previous race. I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. He's not a runner either. But he just likes challenges. He likes adventure, all sorts of stuff. So when he was like, hey man, I'm going to come out, he found out about the 100-miler. He's like, dude, I'll come out and do some miles with you. I'm like, no way. Like, dude, that'd be awesome. And he's also the adventure type of, I'll go out at midnight. I'll show up at midnight and go like till he ended up being there till like 5 a.m. Like, those are the roughest of hours. And we can get into that too. But him showing up, him even saying he's going to show up, like, these are things that going into the race are like, I'm putting that in the bank of like, oh man, Roger said he's going to be there. I know these guys are accountable. Like, if they say they're going to be there, especially that they know what it's like in the ultra, they're going to be there. So I'm counting on those things, but I'm also not hinging the race on it because
something
at the same
happens.
time, if Roger calls me, he's like, hey man, I got a flat tire, I can't make it. Then I'm, what am I? Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'm done at 55. Like, I'm not making it any farther.
Got it.
So there's aspects of it where I'm counting on them, but I'm also like, again, my plan Z is just finish the race, whatever it takes. But Marco, yeah, great friend, loves adventure, like doing that stuff. So when he said he was going to come out, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, I figured he'd be good for maybe 10 miles, like more in the middle of the night. And I don't even know what time he showed. He must have showed up at like 11:30 or midnight. It was something like that.
That was when I started getting delirious.
Yeah. It was mile 60. It was mile 60. So it's pitch black. It's late. It's somewhere's around 11:30 or midnight.
Yep.
Somewhere's in there. And he overlapped with Roger. So we go 5 miles. Roger takes off like, hey man, thanks a lot for coming out. So now it's just me and Marco. I figured Marco was only going to be doing like 10 miles. So like we go back out mile 65, and this is a lot easier too, to like go back out. Like I keep saying, go back out. So a lot of that is like you get to an aid station. I sit down immediately. Like I want to get that relief, that comfort to just like give my body a rest. Like that's, I'm not usually sitting down on the trail. Like that's a temptation kind of thing, but I know my reward is at the aid station. I get rest. Right. So, but I can't stay there. I have to keep moving. So, again, yeah, Roger got me to 65. He takes off. Me and Marco go back out. Like, let's just keep moving forward. Like, if you can get me mile 70, like that would be huge. Like now I'm getting like so far enough into the race where now
you can start seeing the end.
Like, man, this like there's another transition where that 30 miles is like horrible, and you're like a lot of unknowns, and I got a lot of suffering to go. But now you're on that other side of mile 70. When you're reaching that point, now you're kind of like, oh man, like there's more suffering, but
your brain starts.
It's like there's starting to be a little light at the end of the tunnel. That like I can start to see this actually working out. And I'm looking at the time, and I got 12 hours to do 30 miles. Like that's 4-hour loops, and I'm doing them in 3 right now. Like I got some wiggle room. Like so, like all these calculations, and when the calculations work out, then you're kind of like at a little more peace because now you're like, oh man, all right, like this is possible. This is like, and your confidence starts to build. So, this again is like huge, having pacers in that point in the race, because they're getting you through that dark window of time where it's literally pitch black out. The temperature drops. I just got through the rain. Like you're exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally. Everything is just drained because it's 2:00 in the morning, and like you're fighting a sleep cycle. You're getting caught up on calories, like eating stuff. Like there's so many things going on. Having somebody there to just be with you hand in hand, like foot in foot, is huge. Like that's a huge thing. So 65, we get close to 70 miles, and this is where I'm starting to like kind of test Marco of like if he's gonna go any farther with me, because in my mind I was like thinking like, man, I hope he wants to go farther, but I don't want to like actually selfishly ask him to like keep going with me. Here I'm nearly 70 miles into the race, and he's only done 10. But he's not a runner. He's out there sacrificing his time from his family. It's 2:00 in the morning, and like.
And here's the thing, you got the buckle. What'd he get? You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
What did he get? He didn't get a certificate of participation.
Honorable mention. That's about it. It's like a text the next day. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Yeah, but he showed up. Not only did he show up, but we get to that mile 70, and I'm like, hey man, thanks for coming. Like, I don't know, or did you want to do any more? Or he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep going. Like, I want to get you, I think I want to do 20 miles. And when he said that, I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like, you want to go 20 miles? Like, you're going to go another 10 with me? He's like, yeah, I think so. Like, I think I'm going to do 20. I mean, I'll at least do 50. I'm at least going out and going to do the next 5 miles to the next aid station. But he's like, I think I want to do 20. So let's do the 15, and then we'll see, whatever. So just for me, for that was huge. Like it again is like another little relief of like, okay, I got somebody else with, like, he's gonna keep going with me. And it's all aspects of that, because it's like he's not actually like he's not actually like, it's not like I'm on a bike and he's like pushing me through the track. Like I'm still doing the work, but he's just there sharing the workload with me. Like just there.
Just being there.
Right.
That makes all the difference.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I want to save this for later, but I'll hit a little bit of it now. We kind of talked about the pacer, like the conversation. But they're with you in a way that makes you want to keep going, and he's not critiquing you. He's not telling everything you're doing wrong. Hey, bro, we're behind pace. You need to pick it up. He's not, because that's not what you need right now. You need somebody to keep you going. You could, as a pacer, if you say something at the wrong time, you could put somebody in the ditch. So there is time for correction, for counsel. But when somebody is suffering,
just be there with them.
Measure your words, and maybe they don't need to know that they fell behind pace.
Right.
Maybe that's not the thing they need to say. You know what I mean? So
there's discretion. There's
discretion when it comes to what we say and how we say it.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah, so that was a huge encouragement that you want to keep going. So mile 70, I think mile 70 is when we got that chicken noodle soup. Got some chicken noodle soup and a Red Bull.
Yeah.
And kind of finally got some like good warm calories in me. Like started a little burst of energy, I would say. Like you start to feel a little bit better.
And again, now your brother's not just ministering to you. He's ministered because
to Marco now too.
Your boy's suffering too. He's doing 15, 20 miles.
Yeah.
And he was enjoying that chicken noodle soup too.
Oh yeah.
He was enjoying it. So your brother,
it's a full circle thing, man. Like you're there. Jake would have made chicken noodle soup for a different runner. Like you're not just there for you or for you. Like you're there for everybody. Like that is a huge part of that thing. Even the race directors, every time I'm coming through, they're like, "Hey, Luke, you need anything?" Like, dude, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Like, how's it going? Like, oh, man, get back out there. You got this. Like, come on, man. Like, everybody is just encouraging, motivating, helpful. Like, do you need anything? Like, oh man, I wanted 2 watermelons. Oh, I'll go get you 2 watermelons. Hold on, I'll be right back. Like,
I remember the amount of like relief we all felt when you finished that chicken noodle soup, and you're like, and it tasted good and it felt good, and like it nourished you, because we were struggling. Like you're having a hard time getting food down. You're like chewing. You're like, man, I can't get this down. But like we all felt, and we all said, hey, remember this next time he does a race. Chicken noodle. Like don't forget. Yeah. So like we all felt that little breakthrough. Yeah. Yeah. We all felt relief from it. Like, all right, good.
Yeah. And so we left there, kept going. So that was mile 70. He got me all the way to mile 80, which was crazy because this whole time we got headlamps. His headlamp actually died at 75.
Yep.
We had to borrow someone else's headlamp for him to keep going. But this is all like just a huge help. Like I almost kind of actually don't even remember mile 70 to 80 because of him being there.
Wow.
Like I could almost, like I'm trying to think of suffering and stuff that I had in there, but it's like because he was there, I can remember the conversations we're having, but I'm not really remembering every footstep that I had. You know what I mean? But he gets me back to mile 80. I guess we can get to that point, I guess. Now it's actually getting, I think, close to daylight again is when I think we got back. And
before he gets you the mile 80, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're there.
Yeah.
Does he say goodbye?
He said goodbye. Yeah. I said goodbye to him and left the aid station. But so mile 80 we get in.
Hold on a minute, because there's something here.
Yeah.
You took off. So mile 80, he did the 20 with you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep going.
I take a picture with him and I'm gonna head out. Yeah.
You head out. And again, I'm just telling you stuff that you don't know because you weren't there.
Yeah.
You head out, and he like looks. You were far enough away. You're like, oh, bro, my back was killing me the whole time. So he was suffering.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I didn't find that out till later. He held that so well.
His back was killing him.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, my back is locked up. He's like, those last 5 miles were killing me.
Yeah.
But he didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
He held
Again,
it in.
that discernment you're talking about of like, we all have burdens. We all have our own problems. But when you're going to go help somebody and support somebody,
it's not about you.
It's not about you, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, and hopefully someone's there for you too. But like, there's got to be this love and this compassion and this willingness to serve, that you're just willing to put yourself aside and say, man, they need it.
Yeah. Before we hit this last 20,
yeah,
let's take a little break.
all right.
This part of the podcast is brought to you by Frequence. The product is Source. These are my trace minerals. It's no big secret that the American diet isn't what it used to be. Our food is not nutrient dense. This helps close the gap for me. Find the link in the bio, and let's get back to the show. All right, brother, we're back from the break. We're going to break down the last 20. But before you do, there's something that you had said when we were eating our donuts that one day. Running through the night with no sleep, seeing these little places that'd be, oh man, if I could just sit there. And you said having a pacer with you, you'd be like, hey dude, I need to sit there for a minute. And he'd say, okay dude, you got 60 seconds. Mm-hmm. Hey dude, 60 seconds. Like, he held you accountable.
It's accountability for sure, dude. Yeah.
But you also said that you found that if you just got past that log, if you just got past that little spot that you'd sit at, you know, you're not going to go back to find it. So you talked about seeing these temptations or these things when you want sleep, and man, that would be a beautiful place just to lay down for 30 minutes. You just thought, if I just get past it. Mm-hmm. And I think I didn't want to lose that. I think there's a lot there, and I think it goes to that when it comes to suffering. If I just suffer for 20 more minutes, you lived it. You went all night with no sleep, exhausting energy. So I didn't want to miss that. You want to speak to that a little bit before we talked about the last 20?
100% a good little nugget is exactly what you said. So, man, again, and anybody that's been through any sort of like pain or trauma or something, like, or yeah, you're out there, you're so broken at this point and so hurt and so everything, like you're just feeling everything, that everything becomes, every little relief becomes this temptation. But deep down, you know, if I keep doing all these little things, it's going to end up messing up the race. Like, it could even actually potentially kick me out of the race. Like, if I stop and potentially lay down on this park bench and sleep, I might wake up and be completely locked up because I'm 70, 80 miles in. Now I just relax my muscles. I just took a nap laying on this park bench. Now I wake up and my legs are just stiff. Like, and now, like, it could mess up your whole race. Like, those are all little temptations. 100%. I dealt with it every single time you pass a log. Like you're on these trails. Some of them are like big enough like for like a side by side. Other ones are like single lane trails, but trees fall over them, so they just take a chainsaw and cut the log out of the middle and just move the log out of the middle. So you're walking through these trails and there's numerous spots where there's a log there or a tree stump, and you're like, man, I could just sit down and relax, like just like 30 seconds. And like you're telling yourself that, but you're also kind of knowing it's not going to be 30 seconds. If I sit down, it's going to be like 5 minutes. Like you already know, maybe because I've been there and I've sat on enough logs that I know, like, man, like, it never works out. You know where this
leads to. You know where it leads to.
Yeah. I know where this leads to. And this is just temptation and sin is the same exact way. Like you give into it, it feels good, it's comfortable, whatever it is, but you're not better off coming out of that. It just hinders your race. Like, but if you can get through that temptation, if I'm 5 feet past that log, I'm not turning around to go back and sit down on it. That log is behind me now, and I'm moving on.
There may be another one ahead of you.
There might be another one ahead of me, and there sure is.
But that one's dealt with and not even thinking about it.
And there's even ones that I might have planned like
because a loop.
Like, oh man, this one goes up that hill, and I know there's that park bench right there at the top of the hill, and like, man, I'm gonna sit on that. I'm gonna take a break up there. Like that's what I'm gonna do. You can maybe structure it that way, but I would relate this to sin and temptation. Like it never works out like to the better. Unless that aid station, I guess you could say, is the main aid station. Because you could correlate that with the church.
Okay.
So I guess I'm thinking of that. Like you want to tie this in, like all those spots on the trail where you're alone, man, it would feel so good to stop and give in. But man, if I can make it to that aid station and get the care that I need, get refreshed, that'll get me out the next 5 miles.
Okay. It's good. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Last 20.
My
mind is already breaking it down. Like I can already feel it. Like I've gone through this journey with you.
You're making me relive this whole race. It's like
I've gone through this journey like in my mind with you. Now the last 20, like my mind can break that down. Like I feel like
it's uplifting. It's better.
All right, bro. Yeah. Here we go. The sun's up.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
20 is like the first 20. The first 20 was easiest.
Yeah.
We're going to do it one more time.
Yeah. It's not, but it's like that. Like I wish it was as good as the first 20. You kind of think of that too, because the first 20, I'm doing the 10-mile loop. I'm getting it done in like 2 hours. I think it might have even been like less than 2 hours for the first loop. But now I'm doing 3-hour loops. So you're like, man, I wish I could my legs were good enough. I could just have that energy and just go knock out 4 hours.
Yeah.
I've got 4 hours, but now it's like, I got like 6 hours left. So it's still, again, you can't think of it like that too, because now you've been in the race for 24 hours. I've been mile 80, I'm 24 hours in, but I still have 6 more hours of doing this. Like a lot of people don't even do this for 6 hours when they're fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm 80 in, feel horrible, sleep deprived, sun's coming up, but I'm going to go back into the heat of the day again. Like there's still not a lot of relief there if you look at it that way. So again, you have to kind of like just constantly be reeling this back in and telling yourself like, hey, like we're at mile 80. The good news is now when I go out, I only have to do each loop one more time. So let's think of it that way. Like, and you start to just really dissect the race into, okay, at least now when I go out, everything is going to be like a check mark. Like I'm checking off this hill. I don't have to do this hill again. Like I'm going through this open field. I don't have to do this open field again.
That feels good. Like
feels real good.
Just hearing you say that, because in life,
you could probably picture it, right?
It just feels good. Be like, that's the last time I got to do that.
Oh yeah,
man, that feels so good.
Yeah. So that's like the key part in this race for mile 80, because the 2 10-mile loops, now you're getting into like, all right, this is the last time I'm doing this one. So like when you leave there, even everybody at the aid station, the race directors, other people, they're like, oh, hey, Luke's at mile 80. All right, everybody. Like everybody's like cheering for me because they know like you're at that point in the race where it's like, you're going to check this box, and then mile 90, you're like unstoppable and you're going for it. Like no matter what, like you're redlining this thing to get it done, you know? So, that was like another shift in the race. Mentally, you get mile 80, say goodbye to Marco. Didn't know he was hurting that bad, but he hit it well. He did awesome. Got me 20 miles. Roger got me that 10. So I go out kind of just like power walking at this point, just to like, let me leave the aid station and just keep moving. A little bit of power walking, a little bit of jogging. And these are just the miles that you're out there by yourself. Like you've got, they can get kind of emotional out there.
Let's hear it. Okay.
I mean, it's like, you start thinking of everything you went through. I don't know. You're digging for so many reasons to keep moving that like people are popping up, like my wife, my kids, Marco, like being there, Roger, like just you guys, you and Jake being out there. Like this is where it's like, it starts to get like, so like there's emotional spots throughout the race, but I think around there is like it starts to weigh on you emotionally, kind of in a good way, because it fires you up with like, man, these people love me so much, they're here for me so much, like, and it fuels this fire inside you to like, they're here for me. They came up like, dude, I'm doing this, and you're able to just like dig deep and find these like crazy emotional driven energy. I don't know what it is, like inside you.
You're not necessarily searching for it. They're just coming out.
Oh, it surfaces.
It just surfaces.
So everything surfaces. Like you're literally so broken out there that I am. Maybe someone else can do the 100 miles and just like cruise through it, and that's a different experience. But for me, I haven't found anything else that breaks me down so much in every aspect, where like it's, I don't know, to keep moving, I have to dig so deep and think about like who I am in a way, like, and my purpose and everything. That's what drives me to keep going. So a lot of that kind of surfaces in that time frame there, and it can kind of fuel you to hopefully energize you and kind of motivate you to keep going. I think of, not to like come off of this race, but it's probably a good time to, my mom showed up for me one time. It was this same race, but it was a couple years prior, and I was out there by myself. And like I do these things, and it's like I want to do it. I'm out there, and I'm gonna just do it. But man, I was hurting real bad, and this was one that it was like low 80 miles. I was probably 82, 84 miles in, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I got into the aid station, and these were 6 mile loops at the time. But man, I was hurting so bad. I was like, I'm going to take a nap. I ended up sleeping in the chair for an hour and a half. And it was just after 6 o'clock that I wake up like and open my eyes, and my mom is standing there. And I'm like, Mom, like I was like out of it. I'm like completely messed up, but my mom showed up. She had her sneakers on. Man, dude, talk about serving. And you know my mom, like she's not a runner. Like she's not. But she's like, hey, bud. She's like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about you. I figured you need somebody. So I'm here for you. And I'm gonna go out and do some miles with you. And she had her shoes on, like she's ready to go. And I'm kind of like dead in the chair, man. Like I was like just hurting. And that's like, I think probably the biggest show of support, that like the craziest, to open my eyes. My mom is standing there willing to just go out there and take on something she hasn't trained for. She hasn't done, like, and at that moment, man, I remember that race turned crazy on fire. Like I got this huge fire. I ran that. I saw my mom, finally processed some stuff that like she's actually here. Like she's actually here. This is crazy. Nobody invited her out. I didn't call her. I didn't tell her what I was doing. She just showed up. And so I was like, Mom, I can't believe you're here, but just hang out for a minute. Let me go out and see how I'm feeling. Like it's 6 miles. It's hilly. Let me just go do this next lap if you want to hang out. Dude, I cried that entire 6 miles just thinking about someone that's willing to be there for me like that. You know what I mean? And I ended up, I actually ran that next lap like pretty fast. It was like 1 hour and 15 minutes or something, and ended up coming back, went back out. I remember I actually got stung by bees on that second loop. It was like, but just like kept moving. It was like fueled and fired. Like, bees don't got me. Like, I remember like just, it was crazy. Like that changed the entire trajectory of that race. And that last little bit, her showing up for me. And then she went up and did the last mile with me to that water tower and got that stone with me and came down.
There's a recurring theme here. Just showing up. It takes so little.
Yeah.
Just show up.
That's it.
That's a low bar, bro.
Pray with somebody.
Just show up.
Just live the testimony. Like, yeah, I mean, you can shoot a text, you could say, I'll pray for you, but doing that action, just being there, doing it.
With your shoes on.
Oh, man, dude, it changes someone's race. Like, that changes someone's life.
All right, I'm processing some things.
Yeah, not to get you off track on that mile 80 there.
No, I'm processing some things.
That popped in my head, man. That was
good.
But yeah, mile 80 to 90 is kind of like just that emotional roller coaster. Like you're kind of like spitting and sputtering physically. Like you're doing okay, but you're not doing okay because now you're kind of getting like this energy of like you're seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, and like, you know, I'm gonna actually push a little bit harder, maybe get done sooner, and have a little bit less suffering, kind of thing. So there's a bunch of stuff going on there, but you're kind of just starting to push a little bit more because you're getting closer to the end.
Bro, that was good. You can't control your suffering, but you can control the duration. I can stretch it out and take a break.
Yeah.
Or I can just lock in and get it. Like,
yeah,
everybody's suffering. The only thing you control is the duration of it.
Yeah.
Or can we even, I don't know, can we even control that? In real life, we can't, can we? In real life, it's there's a start and there's a finish. We can't even control the duration.
We don't know it. Yeah.
We don't know what it is. But in your race,
in the race, you could definitely,
you can control the duration.
Everything. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit in that log.
Everything has a timestamp.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
Yeah. In the race, everything has a timestamp, man. Everything is, that's going to cost me 5 minutes. That's going to cost me if I stop to go to the bathroom, if I stop, change my shoes, change my shirt, food, whatever it is. Other than probably the only thing I don't really consider is like a timestamp on is helping someone else. Like that would be something I've done many times. you know, there was actually second hunt of that marathon that I do on the trails. Last year when I did it, there was a 10-year-old kid that was doing like a relay portion of it. He was lost. Like I come running down the trail and this kid is like at the bottom of the trail and he's crying. He's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where that. And so I was like, hey bud, like, let's go start talking. Yeah. And I backtracked down the course, like a half mile, took him back. And I'm like, hey, just follow this right up to the road. And that's where the aid station is up there.
Good.
And it's, you know, like you don't even think twice about that kind of stuff. You're just like, you know, I saw him later on in the race too. And he's like, oh man, thanks a lot. Like you got me back up there, whatever. But, yeah, so rolling in 80 to 90, I come into the aid station. And now this is where, like in my mind is like, you start to like, hey, you don't want to be overconfident, but it's like, I got this in the bag at this point. Like now it's just a matter of like you said, like duration of suffering, like how quick can I get this last 10 miles done? And so I sit down and you mentioned something about my buddy Phil Nesbitt coming. And I'm like, nah, I think he's in the Adirondacks. I don't think he's. And then all of a sudden, Phil comes walking out of the, like up the hill, showing up. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like that was completely, had no idea. In fact, I thought he wasn't coming because he was supposed to be in the Adirondacks or whatever, but he got home early or whatever, got home in time. And now he's showing up to do the last 10 miles with me.
First two paces were planned.
Yeah.
The last one wasn't planned. We got to know who Phil is.
Oh man. Yeah. Phil is that's a long,
it's all right.
long story.
Just make a little
snapshot of Phil. I started running 20 years ago when Phil started running. So we were working at Pontilla's Pizzeria in Churchville. Tim Ciancione was our boss at the time. He's a great friend of ours and running buddy now. Tim actually started running, did like a 5K, told me and Phil about it because he knew we were active. We were actually doing a bunch of cycling at the time, like biking. And so me and Phil went out and we me, Phil, and Tim did like a 5K together. And from there, it was like just a spark. And we just kept running 5K, 10Ks. I don't even know how many 5K t-shirts I had when I got married at 20, like, you know, just Jenny threw them all out. But Phil, we hit it off when I started working at Pontillo's, and we rode bikes together, ran together, did little trips together, worked out together, like just really good friends. And Phil is, again, like definitionally like a best friend, like he's on my list. If I had to call somebody, I'm calling Phil. He's there for me. So, and he's been there many times for me, man, like many races. And Phil, 2011, Phil did his first 50 miler. So started running in 2006. I was 16. 2011, he gets into an ultra marathon and he does a 50 miler. And I paced him for 17 miles of that 50. And that's where I saw him going through all these like emotions and highs and lows and like just a bunch of struggling. And I'm like, and Phil actually wins races. Like he's actually really talented, good runner, awesome personality, but he's like, I've never seen him in this shape before. And so he does the 50, and that's what sparked in me, like, man, I need to see what am I made of? Like, could I do that? Like that, for me, that was a stepping stone of like, man, I wonder if I could do 50. And so the next year I signed up, I did the 50. It went pretty well. That, and then that, I mean, took off into my ultra running career. And
so again, the first two are planned. This one wasn't.
Yeah.
But what a perfect person to finish out with.
Phil was the perfect, but yet like he was the person I wanted to see, but the last person I wanted to see.
Yeah, because he's gonna push you.
Because he's gonna push me. Yeah.
So you saw him, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, he's here, and then you're like, oh.
I think I even said it too, like, oh man, now I have to run. Literally I'm pretty sure I said it.
You did.
Because I see him walking up the hill and I'm like, dude, if Phil's here, like he's not gonna let me just like cop out on this one, just easy. Like I could have left 90 miles, said bye to you guys, and then walked the last 10 miles. I could have did it as slow as I wanted.
Here's the other thing you don't know. So we talked about the timing of things. We talked about when it started raining, the timing of it.
Yeah.
The timing of when Phil showed up.
Oh yeah.
You were right there.
I just sat down.
I just sat down. You could have been way over there. Like that. Yeah. So just the timing of everything was like perfect.
Spot on. Yeah.
If you were gonna plan a race, you wouldn't have planned it any differently.
No, actually, it was of God that this one worked out the way it did, because
you came in
having all the support.
You got 10 miles left.
Yeah.
You sit. You're getting geared up for the last 10.
Yeah, I think I threw other shoes on real quick that had holes in the side,
and your boy showed up right as you happen to be sitting there, and none of this was planned.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, dude, where you guys at? I think I'm gonna show over," and he drives over, just like the timing of that.
Yeah. And Phil just got done, I didn't even know, but he just got done running 10 miles with his buddies before he came over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
at
cool.
probably his 6:30 pace or something. Like he's crazy. He's nuts. So like it just fueled me up. I see him and I'm like, part of me is like, oh man, now I got to actually perform, because I'm not just, wussing out on this one. I'm going for it.
Got it.
Now we're going to see how quick we get it done. Like, which again is like, that is a turning point in that race, because if Phil didn't show up, I would have finished the race.
Right.
Like I had 4 hours to do that. The rest of that 10 miles, like that would be, I could do it. But Phil showing up, now it was like, how quick can we do this thing?
Okay, we're gonna land on something at the end. I can see it already.
Yeah.
But before we land on what I want to land on, we've been talking about edifying and encouraging. We've been talking about exhortation. We've been talking about measuring this stuff out.
Yeah.
Now we're on exhortation, because now your boy Phil showed up fresh. You got 10 miles left, and you want him there, but then you don't want him there because he's going to hold you accountable.
Oh, man, dude.
But bro, he held you accountable in a loving way.
Yeah.
He could have made that last 10 miles miserable for you with how he
handled it. Yeah.
But hey bro, you sure that's all you got? In a measured way that got a little bit out of you, but in a way that, man, I can do more, and I want to do more without crushing you. So there's this thing I want to land on.
I think some of that too, thinking of Phil, like we've been through the fire together. We've done enough ultras, pacing each other and and running with each other and just know each other, that again, like you get to know somebody in an ultra, you get to know somebody's real self. Like, because now this isn't Lucas Curley that's like fresh and feeling great. This is Lucas Curley who's sleep deprived and 90 miles into this thing that, I've just the worst. I'm at my worst.
Right.
When you're seeing me. Right. And like, so me and Phil, we've gone through a lot of that together. And so he knows how to gently push me. And then inside of me, I know without him even saying anything, I know he wants me to jog up this hill. Like, I just know, like, he's behind me, but I can just sense, like, him telling me, like, hey, and then as I'm doing it, he's like, hey, man, nice job pushing up that hill. Like, oh, you're doing great, man. That was awesome. Like, keep it up. So, like, there's probably something to that also, where, like, when you have an accountability partner, when you have somebody that you've been through the fire with, without even like really saying anything, you guys just know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I need to, and keep moving and keep pushing. And like, again, like I see him and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to work. Like, I got 10 more miles, but now we're pushing it, Yeah,
it was good to watch.
Yeah. So, I mean, that last 10 was as much of a breeze as you could say, 90 to 100 miles is a breeze kind of thing. But yeah, we were cranking out some 14-minute miles. Like, it kind of sounds slow, but it's pretty quick on trails.
With no sleep.
And yeah,
On
90 plus
trails.
miles. Yeah.
It's a good pace.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that 100 miles, he got me through. It was nice. The last 2 miles of that course was like you came out of the woods onto like field, and then you're running through the field. Again, it was like heat of the day, a lot of that stuff, but it was nice to just be, there's one point, so 98 miles hit this field. I knew like, oh man, once we get out of the woods, it's just like a jog back to the finish line basically. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice finish. Once we hit that, we're just like chatting it up, talking, and kind of at that point we're like, oh man, like I'm gonna, like, man, I can't wait to get home and shower and eat. Like, I'm already like thinking
there,
kind of already done at that point, even though you're still hurting and moving. Yeah, and then we roll across the finish line, which is also another crazy experience, I guess, because you just like, when you finally cross the finish line of the 100, it's like such a weird feeling because you've just been in motion doing something so physically, mentally exhausting, draining, and now all of a sudden, like, you're done. And we went up to the water tower, got the rock, and came back down, got the belt buckle, like, and finished the course, all that. But when you finally, like,
we need to explain that real quick. So you do the 100,
yeah,
you do the 100, you finish, time stops. But then they had this twist to it.
They said the time stopped, but it actually kept going.
It did?
Yeah. So I finished 30 hours and 24 minutes.
So it was supposed to stop.
That's supposed to stop. I mean, technically, I don't know. Yeah.
But then they say, hey, your race is over, but in order to get the belt buckle, you got to do another mile.
Yeah.
So
just to mess with you.
You go out a half a mile, they got a little treasure box with this little stone. You got to go get it, bring it back, and then you get your buckle.
Yeah.
So it's like a little thing at the very end.
And it was up the hill to the water tower.
Yeah.
So it's like up another 500-foot climb.
Yeah.
Like, for just to mess with you. But that's like the structure of their race, and that's yeah. Which is, to me, is like a fun thing. Like, maybe to someone else it's like, oh, I gotta go one more mile. But to me, it's like, I just did 100. What's one more mile? You know?
Yeah.
Which, isn't that a Bible verse? Like, a brother goes with you one and goes with you twain or something. What is that? Butchered that one, but yeah. But when you finish the 100, though, you probably, like, if you ask anybody else that's never done a race, they're probably thinking like, oh man, you probably feel so good, and like I don't know what their description of that feeling would be, but it's probably nothing what they think, because you finally sit down. It takes like a good chunk of time, minutes, if not like probably hours, to kind of comprehend what you just did. Like, it's a whole different day that we finish. So I started on Saturday, I'm finishing on Sunday. So like, you're even messed up with like, what day is it? Like, and then the fact that like, oh, I'm done, I don't have to run anymore. Like, this is it. Like, I don't know. It's a crazy realization, I guess. Like, when you finish and then you're just like, oh, that was it. Like, I guess like, like, I don't know. It's, you're so broken and everything, but then you feel like there would be something more rewarding right at the end there, and there's not, in a way. Like, it's,
and then people are asking you, because you've done 5 of them, are you going to do one next year? So then you got that, like,
you know what,
like,
I guess,
bro, they didn't even wait very long before it's like, oh, Luke, you did 5 of them, you going to sign up for next year?
I guess this could be like it's not about the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of the pursuit. It would be something like that, where like, I didn't run this race to cross the finish line and get my belt buckle.
Right.
I ran this race to pull out and unlock this person inside me that was so deep down and suppressed that it's now, like, as I'm going through that, now I'm reprioritizing my life. I'm thinking of all the people I love and forgiving people and having gratitude towards people and love and like all of that. I went through the 100-mile race, not for that, but for the buckle, but for the experience of that 100 miles, like the happiness of that pursuit, not the finish line.
I'm going to say a couple things that I've been holding in, and then we can continue or we can stop. But there was a time in the race, I want to say you were, I think it was Sunday. I don't know. I could be wrong. You were deep into the race. It was during the daytime. I can't remember. But you're getting ready to go out for another leg, and the guy was coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, hey, dude, like you knew each other. Hey, how's it going? Like, here you are getting ready out. You're getting ready to go out. I'm observing this.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to go out to suffer again.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy walking back. Hey, dude, how you doing? Like, you said I'm at mile whatever.
It was early on. It was like mile 40. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Mile 40. And then, how you doing? And he's like, I'm checking out. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a 50K. He's like, I'm checking out. I'm done. And again, I'm like, measure your words appropriately. I'm coming back. I just, like, my heart went out to you. Like that guy should have lied.
Yeah.
In my mind, because here you are getting ready to suffer. Oh, I'm checking out. I'm done. And the reason why he was checking out was because if I don't beat my, there's these people.
Yeah. There is. Yeah.
We talked about there's these people that if I can't beat my time, then I'm just gonna like. I'm not gonna finish.
Yeah.
Where with you, you've never won a race, but you finish them.
Exactly.
And I'm just thinking, man, how can that, like, that would take the wind out of my sails. Here I'm getting ready to go suffer, and you're just going to walk off the course and quit? You're like, you're not even going to, you're just going to.
Like, what does this even mean to you? Yeah.
So even in running our race, when you choose to quit, that could affect somebody.
Could knock someone else out, too.
It could knock somebody else out. It could put that thing in their head, say, well, such and such and such and such who is a better runner, if he quit, it puts something in there.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just having these thoughts.
I've had that multiple times too. I've seen that in other races too, where someone is very talented and they go out, they're 40 miles in and they end up dropping. And I see him at the aid station. I'm like, oh man, how you doing? Oh, I'm dropping out. And like, really? Like, oh man, like, what's going on? Like, I'm just not feeling it today. It's too hot out. Like, and I'm like, oh, all right, man. Well, see you at the next one or whatever. Like, kind of just still. But then you go by and you're like, dude, that guy, he's 10 miles ahead of me. He could take like a 2-hour nap, or he could just chill, wait for the sun to go down, and go back out and still probably win the race, actually, like, or place in, like, whatever. Like, he'd 100% finish the race. But it's like, stars didn't align. Like, I don't want, not really. There's some people that are like that. Yeah. So they run with a different purpose, is what it is.
I observed that, and again, I'm translating to real life race.
Yeah.
If I quit, how's that going to affect somebody else? Because I'm not running it perfectly, or it's not whatever. Fill in the blank. Yeah. So we're all out there suffering, and your suffering can inspire me as long as we keep moving. So I can feel that. So here you got somebody like just dropped out like so nonchalantly when you're getting ready to go out. I'm thinking, dude, you should have kept your mouth shut. Then I'm sitting here in this tent observing, because there's other races going on. I'm observing this older woman, bro. I don't even know what race she was running. I don't know if she's running one of the 50Ks.
The relay or the 50K.
I don't know if she's running a relay, but she was an older woman. She had this brace on her knee. And every time she came by me, she was hurting. Like she was physically hurting. But she inspired me because she had that thing. She was alone. She was alone. You could see the pain on her face as she would come in.
Yeah.
I would hear her, hear her. I'm thinking, man, that woman's doing this for something other than a belt buckle. Like that lady, whatever that lady's doing is inspiring me.
Yeah.
Because she should have had the reason to
if someone's got an excuse.
If someone's got, it should have been her.
Right.
I never did get to talk to that lady, but I'm observing. And anytime as I'm talking, you say, "Hey, Keith, hold up a minute." Like, so your brother and I, we had the tent set up. So you come through, we had our tent set up. You would come over to us, and we would take care of you. But then that start-finish line is also an aid station that's kind of up the way. So there's aid stations, and then what would your brother and I be called?
It'd be like my crew.
Your crew.
Which would be like you guys would have your own aid station, basically, yeah. Like you guys had your own aid station set up for me. So
okay.
Like having you guys there, I was able to say, now I could pick what food I wanted, stuff like that, and have it at where you guys are set up, and then not have to go up to that aid station, get stuff, and then come back to where you guys were. Like you just had it.
Got it. I noticed as people came to the aid station, people in the vicinity, as a runner came up, no matter what people were doing, they would stop and they would say, "Good job."
Good job.
They wouldn't even know like what race they're in. "Hey, good job. You're doing great. Keep it up." Like they would offer encouragement. And thank you. Like there was this. I noticed as people would come into the aid stations, there was people that were volunteering at the aid stations, and they were ministering to these people. "Hey, what do you need? A watermelon? What can I get you?" And then the runners was like, "Hey, thank you for," like there was this, "Thank you for."
Yeah.
Thanks
for being out here.
Thanks you for giving me a water. Thank you for this. So there was that going on. So I want to talk about aid stations, because I'm thinking like the aid stations in my life, and I think this is what I couldn't sleep last night. I'm thinking about your race and like what I'm observing. Could you have done it if Jake and I weren't there? Could you have done it if those aid stations weren't there? Could you have done it if you just had a backpack on your back and you were alone?
Oh.
You might have been. But Jake and I being there made a difference. Your boys rolling with you, running with you, made a difference.
Huge difference.
Those aid stations made a difference. It gave you something to look forward to. It gave you like, okay, this is going to suck, but in 2 hours I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
So I just thought about the aid stations in my life. Like my family is my aid station, my home. Like when I come home, like it's, as a Christian, like the main aid station in my life is the church. My daughter Ella the other day, yesterday, she's like, "Mom, I just can't wait to go to church." She's 16 years old. "Mom, I just can't wait to go to church."
Yeah.
So can we speak to the importance of aid stations in a race? Have you had a good aid station? Have there like...
You guys are like the best aid station I've ever had. Like a personalized, catered to me aid station.
But the ones that are on the course, the ones that the race sets up, the people that are volunteering like that.
Oh, yeah.
Can we speak to those and the importance of a good aid station in a race?
Yeah, it's a necessity.
A necessity.
It's a necessity. It's a necessity, and it's like a focal point. Every lap, every time you go out is make it to the next aid station. Like that is your focal point. And then you break it down littler, like, okay, get to the top of this hill, stuff like that. But your big thing is like get to that next aid station. Like that's your life support for this race, like for continuing on. So I couldn't do it without the aid station. Like where would I get my water? I need nutrition. Like you're burning 20,000+ calories, like over 20,000 calories in this race. Like it's hard to even eat 20,000 calories in 30 hours, but now you're trying to, so you're not even replenishing all your calories. Like you need fuel, you need water, you need all this stuff. Like, and then other things that help are just like, maybe I don't need a rain jacket, but man, it helps to have that rain jacket. Maybe I don't need 30 miles of Pacers, but every mile that somebody is with me and just sharing that burden with me helps me out. Like, so, and then having people to crew me, having both of you guys there, someone I can call up to, and hey, I need, like, it's a necessity to have those.
When you're suffering and you roll into that aid station and you got a volunteer that gets, hey, you can just say, hey, do you want some? Can I get some water or whatever? And they're taking care of you.
Yeah,
that's one thing. But what about, like, they all seem to be like trying to be positive and encouraging.
Yeah.
When you get ready to roll out and they're like,
good job, keep it up.
Does that do something for you, or is it like?
It does.
Does
it does.
Or
I
not
mean,
really?
It's kind of like just maybe a little spark, probably. Maybe depending on who it is, but it definitely sparks something. And it's maybe not like, because it's hard to just all of a sudden, I can't just drink this water bottle and that like gives me recharge, like fuel, tops me off. I'm leaving there like, yeah, like that usually doesn't happen. If anything, like my mom showing up for me out of the blue,
Right.
Something like that is like, I'm leaving there. I actually somehow had like an hour and 15 minutes of adrenaline, just an adrenaline dump after that, because I ran that lap. Like, so maybe it's not like this big, like when they're clapping, I'm leaving, like it's not this giant motivation thing, but there's something inside you that's like, oh man, like people are here, like you're still feeling it and knowing it and going out there.
I couldn't sleep last night because where I landed last night, what I was going over and over in my mind was your race and the provisions for you in that race and those aid stations in that race. They could have made or broke your race. And you said that I'm not looking forward to the log. I'm looking forward to that aid station.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, because we're Christians, when it comes to the church, I think the church is our main aid station.
Yeah.
You come in broken, you come in depleted, you come in needing nutrition, you come in needing my shoes changed out, you come in, and then you get ministered to. But bro, you can't stay there.
Can't stay there. Yeah.
It's called equipping the saints to, bro, I gotta go out.
Yeah.
And observing the aid station, observing people coming in, being ministered to by these volunteers, even those volunteers that work through the night, dude, for no money. There was people they ministered through the night for no money.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if people can do that in this race that really in life is really not a big deal, but there are things in life that are a big deal, and the church, I think, for a Christian is a big deal. If people on a 100-mile ultra marathon are doing it better than the church, like, I look forward to going to church.
Me too.
I get ministered to. I'm edified.
Yeah. Our kids are plugged in. It's a great community.
My burdens are. I get that push. Yeah, if you're not looking forward to the aid station,
yeah,
it's a problem, right? If you're not looking forward to the aid station, where does a
They're
runner,
vital. They're vital.
Where does a runner get it if you're not looking forward to it? It's vital. So I just
it is. I haven't done any race that doesn't have an aid station. There might be like self-supported aid station or self-supported races, but that just means you need to find your own aid, but you still need aid. You can't make it through I can't just go out and do 100 miles with absolutely nothing. Like you're gonna die.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Man, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to do a part 2.
A few years ago, I did 110 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were doing them. I'm like, just like Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Phil did that 50 mile or whatever. You
got the itch.
He was experiencing some emotions, and you said in the podcast, I need to experience what this guy's experiencing, right? So now you were doing them, and between Christmas and New Year's, our family goes away, and I'm outside of my routine. So being outside of my routine, I evaluate myself.
Mm-hmm.
Was I who I was supposed to be? Was I complacent in some areas? Was I lazy in some areas? I just evaluate myself, and I want to be what I'm supposed to be. So every year I do something that's going to challenge me.
Yeah.
And so I had that thought, like, all right, let's do it. Like, what would it be like to do 100? The problem with me, dude, I don't like doing team stuff, bro. Like, I don't need that belt buckle. Like, I don't want to do stuff with other people. I want to do it on my own. I don't know if that's my pride or what. I just want to, to sign up and do something with a bunch of people. Like, it's probably my pride. But I wanted to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I'm going to do this 100. So I had my wife, you know the story. I had my wife drop me off in Sarasota at the hotel. And so I'm going to run the Naples. And it was self-supported, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a backpack on with my phone charger, some stuff. Had my phone, my GPS running from Sarasota down 41 to Naples. Well, there was some construction going on. And so it rerouted me down this long way. So now I'm behind on water.
Oh, yeah.
And when you talk about running in full sun, here I'm in Florida, and running down a sidewalk with a road, like it was all full sun. So I was getting behind.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize I was getting behind.
Depleted, yeah.
I was behind, didn't even realize it. So I like you said, the first 20 miles is easy. I've run 20 miles before. It's easy. And I love this because you're not a runner, neither am I. Like, I hate running.
Yeah.
The first 20 was easy. 40, not too bad. 50 was when I started breaking down. But I got to the hotel, and I stayed at the hotel all night. And when you said, hey, don't sleep all night because your body, I didn't know that. If you rest too long, your body thinks you're done.
Body's like, hey, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah, we just did 50. We're good.
So I got in, I ate some dinner. I sat in the shower with Epsom salt because I was all rashed up.
Yeah.
That was a new experience for me.
Oh, yeah.
It just hurt so bad. Ate, and then I got up like 3 a.m. to get back out, and I ran for maybe an hour or two, and I couldn't even bend my legs. So that was new for me.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I had the backpack on, and I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it. Actually, I was locked up. I told my wife, I was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. I said, I'm at 60 miles. I was feeling good with it. Well, you did 60.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, just.
Yeah. Nobody's going to say anything about it.
Nobody's going to say anything
Nobody's
about it.
going to say nothing about it.
So I couldn't even bend my legs. Like, it was like I was locked up. And she was like, why don't you just go to a Waffle House or something? I said, you don't understand. I can't bend my legs. I said, come pick me up. She picks me up. I go home. You know the story. Mm-hmm. Things started loosening up.
Yeah.
I was okay. Well, I think I can do this. So now that I know I can do it, now I got a decision to make. Are you gonna finish it, or is you gonna be done?
Mm-hmm.
So
in the comforts of your house at that point too, right? So
but people are texting me. People are texting me and calling me. How's the race going?
Oh.
And I don't want to tell them I'm home. I did 60 miles. I don't want to tell them.
Yeah.
Now I can bend. Now I can do it, and people are asking. So she drops me off. I said, hey, do me a favor. I got to get rid of this backpack because it was rubbing blisters in my shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, just not having that backpack on. You ever boxed holding 5-pound weights, like practicing,
Oh, yeah.
and then like your hands move faster? It was like that. It's like, wow, So I asked my wife. This was during the week. Like people were working. She was working. I said, hey, I'm gonna finish. But I said, if you just drive out 5 miles, I'll just run to you 5 miles.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. The last 40 miles, ran to her 5 miles at a time, and I got to Fort Myers, Bonita Springs. My sister, people in my community. I started getting where I live, and people in my community start seeing me because on Facebook. Oh, I saw them. People are honking their horns, so now I'm feeling it. My daughter Brooke had gotten off work and drove by and circled around. She calls her mom. Hey, why is my dad running on the side of the road? You know? So it's like I'm seeing the end in sight.
Feeling good.
And see my sister with her son. She did like a mile with me. And I'm getting to Naples. But it's getting dark, but there's street lights up.
Yeah.
And I felt strong. Because all these people on a freaking Friday night, ain't nobody doing what I'm doing, brother. All these people are going to dinner. All these people are like soft. Like
I'm getting
here
after
I
it.
am. Here I am getting after it. And I felt like, man, I'm. And so I think I got like 20 miles left. And I see this guy running up to me with his big beard. So when you talk about your buddy Phil, bro, this was better for me because you had flown from New York to Florida to fix an elevator that nobody could fix. Your boss said, hey, just go fix this.
Yeah.
You fixed it. Happened to be the day that I just happened to be in Naples, that area. I didn't even know you were here.
Yeah.
And to see you running up when I'm having all my...
I texted Karen, like, where's he at?
I'm having all my feelings.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about nutrition, all this kind of stuff. So he's like, hey, have you eaten yet? And you made me stuff down a hamburger, and that's the worst feeling. Like when you're trying you
eat something that
you want to
no appetite.
Everything inside you wants to get rid of it. We used to get it down.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got it down, I got some energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that last 20 miles I did with you, just having you there, like I felt like okay, here's somebody that's done it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I wasn't carrying all the burden anymore, and you were kind of pushing me and encouraging me. And I had street lights, so I would just walk to one, run to one, walk to one, run to one, and then when the end got in sight, I think the last couple miles, like, dude, I think I got this.
Picked it up, yeah.
I think we got this and ran that last 2 miles. I went through all the motions you did. Like all those times I wanted to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I doing this? Nobody cares. Everybody's working. Nobody's going to know if I quit or not.
Nobody's going to say anything if you did anyways.
But I was just thankful, one, that I was able to do it. I was thankful for the suffering. I was thankful that, man, I'm able to do this. Like people are going through life, working, doing stuff. Here I am suffering on a Friday, like on a Thursday or Friday during the day. And like, I'm able to do this, that people don't get this experience. So I was thankful for the experience. I was also listening to God's word while I was running and listening to the Gospels, Christ.
Yeah.
For the joy that was set before him, endured the cross, this endurance.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of things were connected in my life. Like, okay, like I'm suffering, but Christ suffered like
Christ
no
suffered
man. Christ suffered like no man.
Right. Like we think this is suffering. Christ suffered.
He suffered alone.
Hmm.
He suffered alone that nobody can identify. Like you and I know what it feels like. He suffered alone. And to just, so the timing of everything, when you're going through these emotions, the timing of everything, and then towards the end, to be able to finish it out with a guy that inspired me to do it. I didn't tell him. It was like, I had my own little story. Yeah. It was encouraging. So that's,
I know, we did your first marathon together.
Yeah.
Organized that and went out and did a backyard marathon.
Yeah. That's the way I roll. I do backyard
That's it, dude.
stuff.
That's what, that's why I appreciate your friendship.
Yeah.
Over the years, man, it's been good.
You want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
You think you're good?
Yeah.
Nothing else you want that's got inside you?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I could talk for forever on running and stuff, but I'm good. I'm good.
I think we hit it
Been
pretty
good.
good. I'll say this one last thing. We'll wrap up. It's not about the belt buckle for you. It's not about winning for you. It's about being a better. You said it. Being a better dad. Being a better father. Being that, and being around you that weekend. I observed that. Okay, whatever it is you're doing, I observed it. You came home from work. This was a new experience for me. You came home from work. Your wife and all your kids came out. Your wife and all your kids came out.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, how was work?
Every day.
And I observed.
Man.
I observed before the race your reason. I observed it.
Yeah.
You come home from work. Daddy's home. All your kids come out. Hey, how was your day? How was this? Your son fist bumps you. Hey, Dad, how was work today? It was good, son. Bro, that was a new experience for me. Like, I'm thinking,
I love those moments, man.
They were real.
I appreciate those moments so much.
They were real.
I'm gonna miss them when they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't take those moments lightly, man. They come out pretty much every day I get home from work, even in the snow. They run out there, they see me at the window, whatever. Man, it's so awesome. I
observed the fruit of your labor before I saw the suffering. Okay?
I see it. I see what you're saying, yeah.
I went to do the elevator thing with you before the race.
Yeah.
We come home. Your family comes out, and I observed the fruit of your suffering before the race. Now I know what you do, and it was refreshing to see it. You follow me? It was refreshing.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
it was good. So we'll close on that.
Yeah.
Been good, brother. You good, man?
Been good, man. Thanks for having me.
Still strong. Watch me rise my way slow.